Welcome again to Beulah Land at Temple Kifarim. Welcome again at Beulah Land, Temple Kifarim. Today we have a special guest today, Commander General Adaya Yael. He's going to be here today and he's going to bring us a presentation about the nation of Yisrael, about the true restoration of the nation of Yisrael. He's going to show us what it's about. And he's going to bring us up to date with where we should be at in time as we honor and worship and praise the Most High to the best of our ability. Our brother Nasik Shema is not able to be with us today. He's on a journey. He's on a journey handling some things in the big smoky place, smoky city. May the Most High be with him. I guide him where he is and strengthen him where he is, him and his Isha. All right? So this is what you got, family, and this is what we're going to do. Now, my computer is still acting a fool. It hasn't gotten up to where it needs to be yet. So I'm going to be on this side until my computer opens up and allows me to do what I'm supposed to do on the other screen. So I'm talking to you now from my iPad, doing my best because my computer is acting up, and I don't understand why. Creator willing, it appears as if I'm going to have to get another computer. That's probably what it is. You know, with technology today, what they want you to do is they want you to keep buying new stuff. I think I bought this computer 2011, but it's an Apple desktop. It's like a 17-inch screen Apple desktop, and it works great, but it won't allow me the option of uploading any more new software on it because it's at its max on the software. So therefore, all the new programs that are out today, I can't load onto my computer. I guess the technology is something in it. They want you to buy new stuff over and over and over. This computer was like $2,500, but yeah, they want me to spend $2,500 again. I'm not trying to do that. I'm trying to hold on as long as I can. But for some reason, I think that's what I'm going to have to end up doing if I want to come to you correctly in its proper season. So this is what we got to do. All right, so as soon as my computer come up, I'll be transferring over into the big screen like it's supposed to be, which is a lot better on the format. All right, so let's get started. Ima, Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. First and foremost, give thanks to the Creator for the Shabbat day. And as our sign, as you all can see in Hebrew, it says Baruch Habayim. That means welcome everyone or welcome family. And this is the first session or the first half of Shabbat. Something Nasik likes to remind you guys to do is to like, share, comment, and subscribe. So I'm going to look and see how many likes we have because I can look on my phone and see. And I believe we have 4 people in the room and 4 likes. So we are on a roll. I guess y'all getting it. So Toda Rabah for those who have liked it, shared it, commented, and subscribed.
Hey, I heard something new. They said something about ringing a bell. What's ringing a bell? We got a bell?
Oh, ringing the bell means like that's to help you notify. That helps you subscribe, and it also when we go live, it notifies you.
Do we got a bell?
Yeah, we do. So you can click on it, and it'll give you the warning. Beulah Land at Temple Kifarim goes live in 1 minute or 15 minutes. Like it keeps you up to date on when we go live. So yeah, ring the bell, press the bell, whatever to get your alerts and notifications.
All right. May the Most High be praised. All right. Mm-hmm. So we off to a slow start today, family, and please forgive me once again. It's my computer is acting a fool. I don't know why, but Creator willing, we'll get it together. I don't want to spend no money to get another one, so I'm trying to work with what I got and just exhaust that till it can't be utilized no more. But I think I might be at my end. I spent all day yesterday in the afternoon from 6 o'clock to about 9, 10 o'clock trying to get this computer working, and I got it working. I cleaned it up, got it working. It was great. I uploaded all the information for today's class, got everything prepared. I was ready to roll. I get in here this morning about 10:30, set it up, and it still ain't up yet. So I think I might have to go do what I don't want to do and go buy a new one. All right, so we're going to get started. We got a commander here. Commander's going to bring us a lesson today, but we're not going to get started until after we do what we always do. And this is the most important part of the day, to acknowledge the supreme creator of all things, to give him thanks and praise for what he has done for us throughout our day, our week, our year, our lives. And however you choose, you want to thank the Almighty, now is the time to do so. And if you're in the audience and you're listening, you're not on the screen, you can type it into the room and we'll read it. For those of us who are on the screen, Iman, I suggest you go first. Toda Rabbah.
Shabbat Shalom again, everyone. First and foremost, all glory, all honor, all praise unto our King, our Creator, our Master, Yotzer Sevaot. All praises to the Creator for this Shabbat day. It's the day of the week that I look forward to the most, because it's the day that I actually get to rest just a little bit more than most days. So I'm thankful for that extra little bit of rest. And I'm just thankful that I've made it to another week, through another productive week. Sometimes, so likely, sometimes we don't know how we're going to do it, if we're going to make it, but he provides a way. And when you get to see that 7th day again, it's like a breath of fresh air. It's like a breath of fresh air. So I'm grateful and I'm thankful. I'm thankful to the Creator for bringing my parents into this world, whom birthed me and my siblings. I'm thankful for the life that they gave me as a youth and continue through their legacy as an adult. I'm grateful to the Creator for my husband. I'm grateful to the Creator for the family that we have formed, in its blended, if y'all get what I'm saying by that. It's blended and splendid, and I'm thankful for that, because a lot of times you come into this world and you may not understand the impactfulness of having a blended family. But as long as everything is done in righteousness and correction, then it's a beautiful experience. So I'm grateful. I'm grateful for my Beulah family, because it's so important to, when you're building something, especially as significant as a community, as a family, as a village, that you allow the Most High to pick and place those people whom supposed to be there. And that's what we have done thus far. And I pray we continue to do it. And thus far, the Most High has given us so many green lights, so many sunshine, so many rainbows to move forward. And I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful because just the other day, my sister wife and I and our baby were traveling on the highway 2 hours from the land. And prior to this, my tire on my car has been, acting a little bit, but it was fine. We're able to drive, everything was good. Maybe a little shaky, but from what we observed, everything was fine. The tire was fine. And we go to one doctor's visit, everything, of course, everything's great with the baby, little things that happens with newborns are there, but nothing significant. And then we go to his next appointment, which is about 5 miles, maybe 8 miles away. We get there, we, go through those motions. Everything is fine. When we come out, I look and my tire is flat. And I was like, oh boy. So I had two thoughts. Well, I had three thoughts. Google the nearest tire place, call my ish, let them know what's happening, and possibly having to change my tire versus waiting on AAA. So I called my ish. That's the first thing we did. Call him, let him know. He advised us to find the nearest tire place. Because I'm familiar with the area, I kind of knew what direction to go in, went that direction. Tire place was a minute away, pulled into there. The tire guy, I was like, I couldn't find he told me how much it was. I was just like, yeah, okay, that's a lot for a tire. Then he tried to tell me I need to do something with my other tire. So so anyway, he would not. The way my spare tire is under my car, it's under the car, and you have to go inside to twist it out. So he wouldn't do that. He said he don't do that part, whatever. So anyway, my husband showed me how to get to it. I went to it, did it. Um, Actually, I bruised my wrist in the process. So I'm doing some exercises on that. But got the tire down. The guy came out, put the spare tire on, and all praises to the creator that he at least did that part. And but I'm thankful because if he hadn't done it, my father taught me how to change a tire, so I would have done it. But also we could have called AAA, but AAA tends to take like hours sometimes, and that could be a lot waiting in the heat. And it was in 90 degrees the other day. So I'm thankful that the moral of that story was, I'm thankful that the creator allowed us to get to the city, handle the two important things that we had to handle that day before anything happened to the car. And I'm thankful that he kept it, because if the tire had blown out, and mind you, the tire blew out, like you could see the wires in the tire. If it had blown out on the highway or while we were driving, that could have been very detrimental. So I'm thankful that the creator saw fit to keep us and to allow it to go flat when we were not in the car, and for us to be able to get to a tire place immediately. So I'm thankful for that. I'm just thankful for all the blessings. I'm always long winded when I'm thanking him because, truth, whether y'all believe it or not, I do a whole lot in a week, and it's a lot to be thankful for. So I'm also thankful that he allowed me to make it back home to Beulah from Milwaukee last week. I spent the weekend with my family, with my cousins, my sisters. Um, and I can't even honestly explain to y'all in words the fulfillment that was for us. The only thing I can tell you is that it's what we say. They tried to bury us, but they didn't know we were seeds. And the fact that we were all together, the Shakurs, the Sunni Alis, and Fred Hampton's son, the impact of us being together was so emotional for each and every one of us, because growing up the way we did, you could have never told us that we would have been in that space and that time and for what we were celebrating for. And so I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful for the Most High allowing me to return. I'm thankful for him to keep my family together while I was gone, keeping the land, and keeping my children. And even them, they celebrated with one another over the weekend. And so it's just been a blessing to see life, to be a part of this life, to experience it daily. And I'm thankful we had our last day of school yesterday. And to end our school, we had a program where our high schoolers, we have 5 high schoolers, they did a well, different. Some did PowerPoint, some did slideshows, some did different aspects of a research of a iconic figure that they wanted to express their gratitude for, and it was a beautiful experience. So I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful we ended our school year out with a big bang, and I pray that the Creator continues to bless our hands, bless our works, bless our minds, bless our bodies, so that we can continue the work that He has placed us on this path to do. Shabbat shalom. Zehu.
May the Most High be praised. But first thing I want to say is this: in my defense, I just brought her new tires last year, brand new tires last year. So if the metal on those tires had wore out, it's because my wife does a lot of driving in her car. So don't think Prince ain't on his job getting, taking care of the car like he's supposed to, because I do my job. What happens is you can't restrict them, you can't control them, how much running back and forth from Georgia to New York, Georgia to Philadelphia, Georgia to anywhere else you go. Hey, it's out of my control. Didn't know. Didn't know she put that kind of miles on some brand new tires. They gone now. At least that one is. Now I got to get down there and check the other one. Make sure that's cool. But as a man, as a husband, as a father, your job is never done. You know that. Any man that's in the presence, you understand what I'm saying. May the Most High be praised. Toda Rabbah. This is so much you had to say today. Yes. Okay. Zante, would you like to thank the Most High for anything special today?
Okay. First off, Shabbat Shalom, everyone, family, those listening, those watching, those on the land. Today, as always, I give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, to our Creator, our source of life. Today, I'm thankful for, as always, just a continuous peace of mind as I continue to grow more in this walk, grow more in this life. I'm thankful for the Creator, how He just continues to um, pretty much, even like what Princess just said, like when we sometimes don't see a way out of something, or it's like we try to, we feel like we're getting ahead in certain aspects, and then there's other aspects of our lives that seem like they're not progressing, or seem like you just, no matter how much hard no matter how hard you try, it's like you seem like you're like, if you are moving, it's like very, 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 little, you know what I mean? So I'm thankful that the Creator continues to give me a peace of mind, but He's also, teaching me and showing me a lot of things that I didn't understand before, showing me the reasons, showing me how, even in prior situations, like how I could have moved to make a situation come out differently, but obviously all we can do is stay present. But I'm just thankful. I'm really just thankful to be here, to be honest. Like, I'm really just thankful to be here, to be living, to be breathing, to be able to see another Shabbat day, to be able to just be in good spirits, good energy. Thankful for, like I said, the time that I have been able to spend with my children, them being here on the land. I know my twins will possibly be going to see their mother soon. So I'm thankful for just them being able to come here. And I'm thankful that they've been able to come here and being able to learn, at such a young age, as has always been my goal, that my children were with me and able to grow in this walk with me, to be able to understand and learn the ways of the Creator. And so, I'm just thankful. Like, I don't, we can't be, we can never be too thankful. But I'm just eternally grateful that the Father continues to keep me in the spirit of gratitude. Like, just even when I'm going through anything, to the point to where even when I'm low, you know what I'm saying, or I'm low in certain areas, the Creator still shows me where I can give. Even when I feel like I don't have anything left, or I don't have anything to give, He always continues to show me that, there's always somebody else that's in a different situation, and then I can always give them something, even if it's not nothing but an encouraging word, even if it's just them, hey, keep your head up. You know what I'm saying? It's just always being in that place of feeling like, no matter what I'm going through, I'm never in a place to where I cannot share love, to where I cannot share an encouraging word with somebody. And if I can help other people in other means, then I will. But I'm just thankful for just to be here, man. I could be long-winded as well, but I don't want to be. But I'm just thankful for my family. I'm thankful for Beauty Land. I'm thankful for everybody on this panel. You know what I mean? I'm thankful for everybody that's listening. I'm just thankful to be a part of something that I can feel. I'm thankful to be a part of something where I can feel myself growing. I can feel myself gaining understanding, where I can feel a transformation taking place. You know what I'm saying? Even like I said last week, sometimes, one week you might have a great week where you feel, on top of the world, and you may have another week where you might feel, like you low up in the valley. But I'm just grateful for all of it. I'm just grateful for all of it. I'm grateful for the opportunities the Creator continues to place in front of me. I'm thankful for, still being able to go out and, work. I'm thankful that my limbs is moving. Thankful that, like I said, I just got another opportunity to show the Creator, that I'm striving and I'm seeking after Him. And yeah, I'm just thankful for my family and Beulah. I can't stress that enough, though. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, I'm thankful for all communities that are striving to serve the Creator um, with the trueness of heart. But I'm just especially grateful for Beulah because, like I said, being here, I've seen things that I have not seen anywhere else. Anywhere else. You know what I mean? And so I'm just grateful for that, and I'm continuously striving to be the best version of myself, so that I can continue to be a part of that greatness of Beulah, be a part of what the Creator is doing through the people and the vessels that are here. So I'm just trying to make sure that I'm continuously evolving, continuously growing, continuously putting my best foot forward, in every situation, no matter what I can do, just put my best foot forward. So I'm grateful for all those things, and Shabbat Shalom to everybody again, and Zehu.
Shabbat Shalom. May the Most High be praised. Toda Rabbah, Toda Rabbah, Toda Rabbah. Let me tell you something about that young man right there. That's a hard-working young man. Wait, how many jobs you got now? 2 or 3? How many jobs you got? Bang, bang. How many jobs you got? How many jobs you got? He can't hear me.
You're on mute. You're on mute.
My thing says I'm speaking.
Oh,
No, I was saying, brother.
so like, my bad. But yeah. So I work third shift for Waffle House. Then I work at another job during the day, which I'm working pretty much like doubles there. I make staffs on the side. I'm working on some staffs. I was also teaching at the school. School is out now, but I was also teaching music at the school. And and then, like I said, just continuously still striving to keep things going on the land. So I am pretty busy, and that's another thing too. Let me say that I'm grateful to do that. Not trying to really be emotional, but I am grateful to the Creator that He keeps me. You know what I'm saying? That He keeps me, and that I have a spirit to continuously go get it. Even like I was just saying, like sometimes even with all the work that I'm doing, it's just like sometimes you can just feel like like you're a hamster on a wheel. You know what I'm saying? Like you feel like you're going. But I'm just grateful to the Creator that He has given me that spirit to be able to do that, to be able to continue to go and go and go, even if it's just it seems like it's just a small output this right now, but I know that everything small, it adds up to something big. So I am grateful to the Most High that He has kept me and that He has given me that spirit to keep going and to go after any things that I need to go after as hard as I can. And I work third shift. I get off work, and then if something else got to be done, I keep going. I'm just thankful for that. I'm thankful for that. But yeah, go ahead, Abba.
So like I was saying, a hard-working young man. It's a good thing. It's a good thing. What we're doing down in Beulah Land is trying to put the young men to work with their own business. By us being out in the country, what they're trying to do is what they're going to do is open up a grass cutting business, grass cutting portion, where they can service the communities and the neighboring states and how they can do it, grow that company as large as they can, so that they will work for themselves and not be slaves to other people. Right now, you got to do what you got to do till you get in position to do it for yourself. So that's what they're doing. And I understand, but he did all this when he came. I guess he's been in now for about 8 months, maybe 6 months to a year, somewhere. How long he's been there? 6 months, 8 months? How long you been there on Beulah Land?
Going on 5 months. Yeah, going about 5 months now. Yep.
About 5 months.
5 months.
So when he first came, he came by himself. Then he goes with his children, and he brings back his wife, and they all come, and they all been there for a minute now. But it's good. It's good. It's good to see a young man. Let's say it's good to see a young man to be so motivated and trying to do great things. To be so, it takes some curbing, it takes some directing to get him where he needs to be, but he's hearing. He's moving and trying to do everything he can to adjust himself so that he'll fit in there properly. And that's a blessing within itself. May the Most High be praised with that as well. Toda Rabbah. Toda Rabbah. All right. Commander, where you going, Commander?
I have some thank yous to
Okay,
read
go
as
ahead.
well when you're ready. Okay.
Go ahead. You can do it.
Hmm. All right, Aim Kitar says, Shabbat Shalom, family. All
Hey,
praise.
Shabbat Shalom.
Commander, hold on a second, please. Go
No,
ahead.
I just said Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
All praises to the Most High for stability of mind and body and more opportunities to use my total self to praise and honor Him through my words and works.
May the Most High be praised. Torah Rabah, eh?
Oh, yeah.
Ab Matataya says, I am thankful to see another showed up with the strength, love, and unity of our family here and at Beulah Congregation.
Shabbat Shalom, Abba. Shabbat Shalom. How you feeling?
And then Sister Netsuya says, I am thankful for life, also all the good and bad experience itself. And today for the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of the Creator. So much I'm thankful for. I was just saying last night how I'm thankful.
All right. Shabbat Shalom, sis. Torah Rabah. May the Most High be praised. It's a lot to be thankful for when you sit back and think about it. It's a lot to be thankful for.
Can I say something?
Okay.
So we went to the nutritionist yesterday, and she told us to make this flaxseed gel. And so I did it last night, and I woke up this morning because she said to add it to, because we're doing our own, that you already know, but
Yeah, how
to the
about you start
family.
from scratch? Because they don't know. So tell them
Okay,
what.
so to the family out there, we looked up a raw vegan formula for our baby. Um, and so we're doing our own. And when we went to the nutritionist yesterday, she advised us on a couple of things to add to it for more protein for him and more calorie building to keep to keep babies gaining weight. So she told us about this flaxseed gel. So I did it. And so I let it sit all night. And when I got up this morning, I made the formula and I forgot the gel, but I went back and looked. I said, oh, it really gelled, but it's so much gel. So I text my sister, I was like, did she say how much we're supposed to use? Because I know we're not supposed to use this much. But she didn't say, so I'm gonna look it up and just like look at some things. But anyway, I then Googled what can you do with flaxseed gel. And I've just discovered so many different great things you could do, like facial mask, hair product. You could add it, make your own hair product with it. So I'm thankful for the nutritionist for bringing that to our mind. That's another thing that we will be able to utilize naturally here for our children, for ourselves, and create a willing, for our people. So just wanted to bring that up and say thank you for that.
Oh, may the Most High be praised. That's a good thing. And it's just a good thing that because with that, others can learn how to take better care of themselves. You
Okay.
know, I pray that they heard when you encourage them to go natural with their children, with their babies. You know, we try to stay away from store-bought products as far as formulas and all those things. And if you have to get formula, get vegan formula. Get a vegan formula as close as you can and try to stick straight to that if you can with your child. But if you don't have to get formula, breast milk is always best. So breast milk is always the best thing to do with a newborn child. Breast milk, all right?
Okay. Yes.
Sometimes when you have complications, you gotta use breast milk. Formula. Vegan formula is the best. You know, they got a lot of formulas out there. They have a lot of formulas out there, but most formulas that I know of have animal products in it. Pork usually as the animal product, and a lot of chemicals are in there, which causes a lot of different issues and problems with your babies. So you want to try to stay away from that. There are a lot of people hearing us talk right now that don't think this information is valuable, and that's okay. But for those of you who are hearing it that understands the value of what we're saying, this message is for you. So may the Most High be praised. Toda Rabbah.
Todarabah. Also, Abba Madatai says he's doing well, my prince. Much love to you all. Sister Netsuya says, I'm thankful for life, thankful for all the good. Oh, never mind. I read that already. She just repeated it. So I'll read. Brother Yahoo says, Shabbat Shalom. I'd like to thank the Creator for, as always, of peace of mind, for great health. I'd like to thank the Creator for endurance and the strength to keep going, even in tough times. I'd like to thank the Most High for my Beulah family and righteous leadership and placing the right individuals in your life to accomplish the Creator's will for our lives.
See, that brother right there is another brother who lives on the land with us, another one of the young brothers. I'm telling you, man, these young guys here, man, is something, man. You know, I try not to talk too much. I try to be a producer and try to show things more so than just talk, because a lot of people talk. I try not to do that. I try to show and produce as opposed to just talking. But these young guys right here, man, has been doing some wonderful work. And Yahoo, Yahoo, he's another young brother that's on the land. I don't care what time it is. I don't care what you need. You call him. He's doing his very best to be there. His very best to stand to the call and to do it to your pleasure when you're satisfied and pleased. And then after you get finished done, he said, yo, was that good enough? Did you like that? Was that all right? Do you need anything else done? Can I get anything else? Those are the type of people that we need in this nation to help build this nation. So I'm very pleased with these young guys that the Creator has blessed us with to be into our conference, our CERC conference. He brought his whole family, his wife, his children, and they've been living there for several months now. May the Most High be praised for them, some young brothers that are strong in this walk. And I'm thankful to have those young brothers in my company, walking with me, helping out, doing what they can do, you know, and learning most importantly, because nobody knows it all. And they're there learning. So it's greatly appreciated. May the Most High be praised. Torah Rabah.
And the Most High be praised. I do want to say something to that. I just want to say, as a woman, as a female, just as a sister who lives on the community, how protected I feel here. Like, we keep our gates locked, all of our gates. And I remember coming in, it was kind of late, and they was like, Princess, make sure you let us know when you get to the gate so we can open the gate. And ever since then, it doesn't matter what time or when I'm coming. It could be late. If I'm traveling and I'm getting back late, they will come and open the gate for me. And I'm telling you, like, they may not know how special and how grateful I feel about that and how protected I feel, because they come and ready to make sure, like, if somebody else is at that gate, they're protecting this community. And that is so beyond even words to really express how, you know, how deeply, you know, appreciative I am, because it's nothing like coming home and knowing that, you know, you're protected. And it means a lot more to me, even more because my ish is not always here on the land. So it's very important for me because, you know, I'm here and our child is here with us. And so when he's not here, and to have the brothers around here, you know, still stand in that protective mode and be there and be that, it's very important. So thank you to them, you know, for doing that, and thankful to the Creator for allowing that to be in our presence.
And it's appreciated.
Mm-hmm.
It's appreciated. You know, when you got young brothers and we ain't trying to blow them up so their hair get big. We trying to blow it up. We trying to blow them up so other young brothers will take that same initiative to do these types of things in their own community. This whole day is about teaching you how to draw closer to the Creator. So here it is. The young brothers we got here, we know we got cameras all around the land, so we can see y'all walking around the land. If you creep up on our land, we watch it. I could be all the way in Philadelphia and catch you with a camera and be like, yo, that corner over there, go check that out, somebody over there. So that's how we move. But we do that for the safety of our people. So I'm on the camera one day and I'm looking, and these two brothers making patrol late at night, walking through the woods. That's what I'm talking about. That's not something we had to put them on. They did this naturally. The Creator put that spirit in them to be on that security tip, and they walk around with pistols, big pistols when they hit. As long as they on that land, we about this life for real, man. But we understand that we in the belly of the beast. We understand that nobody has good intentions for us unless we protect ourselves. And that's what we do. I didn't have to tell them to do that. Nasik didn't have to tell them to do it. They do it on their own. They walk around, patrol the land, and Yirmiyahu gets on a motorcycle. He rides. It's 110 acres of land. So he got to ride a bike to go cover all that land. He rides all the way around, come all the way back around to make sure everything is secure. And with such a vast portion of land, you got to be careful because sometimes people be squatting on your land and you would never know because the land is so big. They'll be over in the back off the cutoff near the curb, squatting on your land. So they ride around on the bikes, they check it out, they make tours, they perimeters. We got dogs, we got weapons. We don't go overboard with it, but we're real careful with the security and the safety of our family. So may the Most High be praised from everlasting to everlasting. Let's give this young brother, Commander, an opportunity to thank the Creator before we read the rest, all right?
Okay.
All right, Commander General Adaya Yael, you have the opportunity. Would you like to thank the Most High for anything special?
I sure would, and I sure do. First of all, I want to thank the Most High, Hayah, for everything that He has promised us in these latter days. I remember reading a passage where he had a conversation with Elder Moshe, who he used to deliver our people out of Mitzrayim. And Elder Moshe was pleading with our Heavenly Father, Abba Hayah, to actually take the stony heart that our ancestors, that first generation that came out of captivity, and basically he was asking that he remove their stony heart and give them a heart that would follow the Torah obedience. And our Father told him no, because he said he knows this generation of people. He said they're wicked. He said, but I will do what you asked me to do, but I'll do it in the latter days. And he said in the latter days he would increase the flow of knowledge. And so with knowledge, that's when you know something. Our ancestors just didn't believe. They were knowers. They knew the Most High. And because we're in the age of what they call Aquarius, the age of knowledge, you don't want to just be knowledgeable. You actually really want to have wisdom, because that's when wisdom is when you actually put knowledge to work. Versus, like you said earlier, my brother, you made a comment saying that a lot of people just talk. They just want to preach and get you all amped up, emotionally charged, so to speak, tickling your ears. Forget all that. That's nonsense. And so I'm just thankful for the Most High that I see what He's doing with us collectively as people, because some of our people just don't want to leave the niggerism alone. And so I'm just really thankful to see how Hayah has helped other children. I love to hear others' witnesses and testimonies that they give, because that strengthens me, because I know what He's brought me through. And so again, I'm just want to say Shalom Mishpacha, throughout the four corners. My Father is gathering His real children. There's an honor and a privilege to be able to witness this in real live time. So that's what I'm thinking.
It is not a problem, Commander. If it's not a problem, tell the family a little bit about your trip to Ghana.
Well, Ghana was a hell of an experience, bro. To be honest with you, when I came back to the States this past November, I came back with a year and a month of experience in learning to be a master farmer. When I went over to Ghana, I had some objectives and some goals already set. Number one was to begin my own personal, or not personal, but individual healing process. I am a United States honorable discharge veteran. So the things that I experienced when I was in the Army, my father also, he was in the Air Force. He was a Vietnam Air Force E6 sergeant, honorable discharge veteran. And so because I had that military background, I understand what you call chain of command. What I've noticed all these years of me having to unlearn what I call Christ insanity, because I was raised a Jehovah's Witness. And so the good thing about being raised as a Jehovah's Witness versus being raised in a Baptist or other denominations of Christ insanity is that I never would develop a emotional and mental attachment to worldly holidays, because that is one of the biggest problems I've noticed when one is transitioning, making that crossing over from being spiritually blind to being awakened.
You telling me about the trip to Ghana?
I'm getting to that point.
Oh, okay.
So over in Ghana, one thing you have to understand over here in the United States, a lot of things is camouflaged on the spiritual level. Over there, it's not the same. We actually have a problem with a lot of our people coming back that went over there in 2019 when they declared it the year of return, because a lot of Ghanaians, they're hand to mouth, which means they're on survival big time. A lot of them can't even afford to buy just basic deodorant. I mean, that's just real talk. And even the teachers, they don't get paid. They don't hardly pay them hardly too much or nothing. And what that does, it creates an environment where you have a lot of fraud, you have a lot of scams. You got to watch some of them people, because they were different. They'll smile at you and greet you and all of that. And what they'll be doing is spoiling your bank account until it's completely spoiled. And then they'll laugh and talk about you like a dog in your face. And so the reality of it is you have to have a positive spiritual connection with someone that's righteous. Everyone over there is not wicked. It's like everyone in the United States is not wicked. In all nations, peoples, and tongues, there are righteous people and all that. And so that's what you have to look for when you're dealing with Ghana. Ghana, Africa. A lot of people think Africa is the motherland. Actually, it is not. The United States, North America, and South America is actually the motherland. Ghana or Africa is what you call the sister land. And we're supposed to be married to our sister, like our forefather Abraham and Sarah, and yet we're supposed to still be able to take care of our mother. And so a lot of us, so tying in, because I can talk, but to answer your question, the main thing about Ghana, it is the gateway to Africa. You will begin to understand a lot of things on how to move, even dealing with the military, the police over there, dealing with, picking up the lingo, the language, speaking Tree. There are a lot of different tribes, but the main language they speak in Ghana is Tree. Then they speak British English. We speak American standardized English. So there's a difference in the way that, it's a good learning tree. The thing is, we need our own communities, not just in or over here, but all over this earth. And that's where we have to come together. We have to be in order. So yes, there are different diversities of operations within our nation. There are different camps, there are different schools, different land masses. Yet we need to conglomerately and collectively come together, because that's what they do over there. One thing about Ghanaians in general, you can be traditional in your faith base, you can be Christian, you can be Muslim, you can be Yisrael. When it's time for them to come together collectively for something that's highly important, hey, they get it done. Over here, we wouldn't talk that. We was taught to live like individuals. That's why we are the most talented and gifted people and the worst people on this planet. We done lost our ancient, traditional, tribal morality, period. I'm down here in Irving, Texas. Man, I walk past some of these people, elders and the middle-aged and the young folk. You speak to some of them, they act like you done slept with their mama and didn't tell them nothing about it. And I had to ask a few elders down here, what happened to Southern hospitality down here? They're like, man, it's a new generation. They're disrespectful. So, long story said, a long story cut short, so we can continue on. The thing about I'll use the English term, Africa. That Africa is going to produce the next generation of multi-millionaires and billionaires. So we do need to be married to the land. And then, of course, we know what we call Northeast Africa, from the Euphrates Some people say to the now, but we know it in the book of Yahusha, Bay Noon, our Father expanded it to the setting of the sun in the west at the Great Sea, which is the Atlantic. So all of Africa, all of this is ours anyway. Wherever we step our foot, it's ours. Yet we have to keep morals. Our problem is the people's morality. Even when we do business, we'll go do business with all the other nations and do right by them. And then we'll come try to shortchange our own people. That's wicked as hell. I'm just saying. And I rest my case.
All right, may the Most High be praised. Thank you for your testimony. We appreciate that. Can't wait to see the lesson getting started.
Yes, indeed.
All right. Ima, do you want to read some of the writings on the site?
Okay.
Comments?
Okay. Sister Zakaria says, I am eternally grateful to the Creator for always showing up. He always finds ways to let us know He is with us. He is abundantly full of amuna towards us and continues to pour His Spirit into those who seek Him with their whole hearts.
May the Most High be praised.
She continues, I am thankful for vision and the Creator walking with me through the plan to execute His desire and order my steps.
May the Most High be praised. Was that all she said?
Concerning that, yes.
Okay. Well, that young lady right there, you know, that we met her one day, and ever since that first, well, my wife met her first at a meeting at a convention, a little thing that they was throwing. And when I had the opportunity to meet her, we haven't stopped meeting since then. That union, that affair, that reunion, that family tying together has been something awesome, man. It has been truly a blessing. You know, you meet a lot of people in life, but very few people that you meet in life actually complement your life. And if I can say so, that's Sister Zakaria. When she came into our lives, when we met her, she has complemented our lives in a very special way. She's a very inspirational person. When she speaks, if you're ever in her presence, just to hear her conversate, she's never on a down tone. She's always upbeat. She's always excited, always high. Her energy is so contagious that you could be sad when you sit and talk, but when you finish talking to her, you got all this energy now. That's the type of young lady and woman she is. She's an asset. She's a valuable person to be a part of anything. I look at her, sometimes I look at her social media page, and she'll put up the silliest of things. She'll put up a silly comment. Well, I had 2 shoes fell on the floor off my dresser. She get 1 million comments, and it's all because of her spirit, how people feel about her. You know, she's one of those people who have that spirit of happiness and joy, and if you're not feeling it, she'll help you feel it. But from what I've seen thus far, she's been one of those people that gives her word and try to fulfill it. Another blessing in the nation of Israel. She came in, she helped out, she filled the position. She just been here ever since. And she's been doing a great job at what she does. If we didn't have her around and as a part of our team, I don't know what would happen. She's a special woman, special individual. Women like that, you can't, it has nothing to do with finances. The only way that you can exchange and repay a person like that is with true love and gratitude. That's the only way you can do it. You know, a lot of people think, well, you pay me and I'm cool. Well, those type of people need to be paid so that they can do what they do. But this young lady right here, she don't care about no money. I mean, everybody needs money to survive. But all that she contributes is beyond what the physical dollar can do. And she's a good woman. She's a good sister. She's a great mother. You know, she's doing her part and is greatly appreciated. Greatly appreciated. I don't see nothing but great things for her in her future. Whatever she do, wherever she go, whoever she's with, I don't see nothing but great things in her future. May the Most High be praised. And I'm still trying to get Dawid to come stay with us. I'm still trying to get Dawid to come stay with us. But may the Most High be praised. She's a phenomenal woman. I hope you ain't over there crying, sis. I meant everything that I said. I wish I could say a whole lot more, but I don't want to get anybody else jealous. Go ahead, Iman. You got it.
Autumn, my sister's wife Autumn says, Shabbat Shalom to my whole family. I'm extremely thankful for the safety my sister wife and I received while on the road, plus the health of our baby. He is now 9 pounds, and I thought he was sick with something in his lungs, but it turns out that's not the case. So I'm extremely thankful for that. I'm also thankful for the love and support from my family and sisters on the land as a first-time mom.
May the Most High be praised. And thank you very much for giving me another son. For giving me another son. For giving me another son. Can't never say I ain't never said it because I said it 3 times today. Thank you very much. May the Most High be praised. Toda Rabah.
Abba Mattathias, he's talking when we were talking about the formula. He says, yes, metal fragments have been found in many baby products, supposedly as supplemental iron. Natural is the way to go.
Absolutely. Absolutely. May the Most High be praised, Abba. Toda Rabah.
More Hadassah says, Shabbat Shalom, Mishpaka.
Shabbat Shalom.
And Kitar says, Cane Princess, the men on the land are awesome. She too feels safe when she's here.
Go ahead.
It's just more comments back and forth about that. So I'm going to, Mattathias says, backup is only a phone call away. You know how we roll. Beulah, we got you.
Without question. Without question.
And then more Hadassah, more. I think she's speaking with what the commander has spoke on. She said, my mother was a Vietnam vet in the Air Force. There's so much they go through in the military, but usually hold so much inside. Healing is needed, even though we still honor their service in war.
All right.
She said, I went to Ghana. This more Hadassah says, I went to Ghana in 2013. It was a beautiful experience, but most coming from America would not be ready for the humility and paradigm shift it requires. 1 second.
Go ahead.
Kane, in Ghana, they truly open up more when you are willing to learn and speak their language and dialect. The migration.
Go ahead.
The migration is what happened to Southern hospitality. Too many non-Southerners moving south and shifting the collective consciousness and culture. And then she says, hallelujah. Oh, she's talking about Zachariah. But yeah.
Yeah. Well, that sister right there, Mora Hadassah. Talk a little bit about her for a second. I ain't gonna take too much time. I'm gonna make this quick, brief, and to the point. That young lady right there, boy, I don't care what you introduce, what you talking about. She know a little bit about it. She is one of, I'm serious. She is one of the most learned young ladies that I know. I don't know too many conversations. Just like right now in this one conversation, this brother just got finished talking about being in Ghana. She was in Ghana. He talking about the language. She talking about the language. He's talking about the military. She talking about the military. She's a phenomenal young lady who has a lot of experience and a lot of knowledge. And what I know about her right now, she's studying the Hebrew language. Nobody's forcing her to do that. She's doing that all on her own, trying to learn our language. How many of us are actually involved on that magnitude, taking your own time to study the language that you say belong to you? Not a whole lot of us. And she's doing all that with how many? 1, 2, 3, 4 children now. She's doing all that with 4 children. And it's a wonderful thing. May the Most High be praised. Can't wait till you pack your bags up and come on down to the land. What an experience it's going to be. Pack them up and come on, sis. We waiting for you. May the Most High be praised. Toda Rabbah. Read on, Ima.
Anybody? Zachariah. More Zachariah says, I am truly humbled, Mishpaka. All esteem belongs to the Creator. All esteem belongs to the Most High. In all things, she said, I'm crying.
You still ain't saying nothing about sending that boy down here.
And then Autumn said, you are most welcome, husband. And More Hadassah says, Baruch Hashem, all by his strength and grace. Now y'all got my eyes tearing up.
Well, we haven't given you anything that you didn't earn. Everything that we gave, you earned. I just wanted to take the time to speak about them young ladies right there and them young men earlier today. I mean, it's a phenomenal team we have here, a very special team, and I'm grateful and I'm thankful. You know, you could be a whole lot of other places doing a whole lot of other things, but yet you Shabbat almost every Shabbat right here with us. And we be here for a long time. We from 11 to 2, and then from 4 to whenever we get done, sometime 8, 9 o'clock at night. May the Most High be praised. And I know it's a lot of commitment to that. We are eternally grateful and thankful. And Sister Sakari, Shabbat Shalom to you too. We haven't forgotten about you. You are phenomenal as well. Can't wait till you come and visit us and stay and spend some time with us in person. May the Most High be praised. Toda Rabbah.
And I believe, More Hadassah says, it is truly a blessing to be seen, even when you don't know you're truly being seen authentically in the community. All praises. This community is a gift beyond words.
Yeah, Prince always looking. He always looking. He's smiling in your face and turn around, walk away. He can still see you walking down the street because he got eyes in the back of his head. He be looking at anything. Something wrong with Prince sometimes. Something wrong with that brother. All right, family. Is there anyone else want to thank the Most High for anything special? Oh, we see you, sis. Absolutely, we see you. All right, Commander, you about ready?
Yes, sir.
All right, bro. True restoration of the nation of Yisrael in real live time. So when you come on, Commander, can you just introduce yourself to the people, get them familiar with you first, and ease into your lesson?
Sure can.
Right. May the Most High be praised. Toda Rabbah. You got the floor, Commander. It's all yours.
Okay. All right. First of all, I am legally, I am Mr. Bishop Jr. I am son of Reverend Bishop Sr. My mother is maiden name is Green with an E at the end. Her name is Virginia Lee Green. Her father was Mr. Raymond Green Sr. And her mother was Virginia maiden name White. And I am literally Africano Americano. I am an African American. Through my father and my mother's side, both their ancestral line is tied to Oklahoma, north of where I'm at. And I have a combination of different indigenous tribes in America that were already here, thousands, and even could be millions or whatever it is. The point is, I'm Choctaw, if you're going to use that, Cherokee, whatever. End of the day, I am a Gadi, the ninth son of our forefather Yaqub. And I'm also of the fourth son, which is Yehuda, which if you have any real live time understanding and overstanding of that landmass, what they call West Africa, I'm talking about from Nigeria all the way over to the Ivory Coast, southern parts of Morocco, down to even northern parts of Gambia. That whole landmass used to be called the land of Yehuda. These are facts. Because I was raised as a Christian. I was raised as a Jehovah's Witness. And that's just what I call it. Because they claim to be the truth. They claim to be the Israel of God. They call them Jehovah. Yet we know the truth about the J. There are no J's in our language or any variation thereof in Israel language. So Jehovah and even Hova transliterated from Yisrael into English is mischief. Our Father does not deal with mischief. He brings order to chaos. And as we know and what we witnessed in the Black community nationwide in 1982, specifically where I was born and raised in Kansas City, Missouri, not Kansas City, Kansas, from the Show Me State. You show me 7, I'll show you 8. And that's just our mentality. Um, but yet, my grandmother was born in 1922, Atchison, Kansas. Back then, Kansas City, Missouri was still a cow town. Fact. So dealing with all of this, because I was raised in Jehovah's Witnesses, the parts of the truth that they did have right helped me. I was never attached to worship, celebrating my birthday, putting candles on and making a wish. I wasn't addicted to celebrating Easter and thanks for giving up your land to the Caucasian man and all that nonsense. Why? Because they taught me as a child that that stuff is wicked. And it all came out in the millennium with the History Channel. They broke down every last single European, American, Gregorian holiday that ain't holy. They broke it all down. And it's all demonic, period. It's Satan worship. So that's the beauty of being in the age of Aquarius. A lot of things that we just didn't know because we just wasn't connected to the right information. Because if you wasn't in a certain area or didn't go to a certain school or even afford to even go, you just didn't get this information. Whereas now, hey, Hayah has set life and death not in just front of the children of Yisrael, us. Nah, he said life and death in front of everybody. Everybody, all the other descendants of Adam and Kaf, all of us. Because really, it's only if you really study it right, and you're at that level. What does that word adapt mean? That means you can read between the lines, the hidden level. That's dealing with Freemasonry. On both sides of my family, had a whole lot of members that gave themselves over to Prince Hall, Blue Lives, Freemasonry. And then us as so-called African Americans, we can't even join the not Prince Hall, but the Scottish Rite Temple. You can't be a Scottish Rite Freemason because you have to be European. And see, I dodged and ducked all that because of Rahayah wanted me to. I didn't make a deal with the devil. Even when I was in the military, I seen some demonic mess out there, y'all. I'm talking about if any of you have ever seen the movie Denzel Washington called Fallen, with them demons passing through. I seen that mess when I went in the military. I was down in Fort Benning, Georgia, reception battalion, Sand Hill, Hell's Kitchen. Heard? So the point is, it was all for me to have. It was a learning tree for me. Yes, I had to be proved with fire. Yes, I've gone through things. You might one if they see my natural hair on my head, they see that it's dyed. My beard is not. These grays are my crown. I had PTSD before I even went in the military from watching from 1982 when crack cocaine hit Kansas City, Missouri, and then by 83, it was New Jack City. I didn't see more wickedness than a child should never even have to witness. You talk about a war zone, and you survive the 80s and the 90s. Oh, you know what I'm talking about. If you don't know nothing about that because you too young to know, well, you just don't know. Maybe you need to go do some research. But what our nation has had problems. And so getting into the lessons that I want to, this is not really a lesson. I want to come to my people collectively throughout the four corners of this earth that are descendants of Abraham, Yishach, Yahub, whose name was changed to Yisrael, Yashar El, same difference. All 12 tribes, from Reuben to Benjamin, from the 2 tribes I come from, Yehuda, God, and God is the ancient way to say Gad. Gad is the Germanic way to say that. So the problem that I have issue with, number one, is our morality as a people. And I ain't even just talking about us collectively as the so-called African Americans, the so-called Negroes. Now, I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about us in Yisrael, these different camps, these different assemblies, churches, schools, villages, towns, etc., etc. Let's just cut the chase. From Pastor Dow, I love that brother. We got the same military background. Period. I love that, brother. I love his transparency. Some of us have made mistakes. Didn't our forefather King David mess up? We think his son, that wicked son he had, Absalom, where do you think he came from? Because our forefather made mistakes. Look at King Shlomo, King Solomon. He did great until he got to messing with those other women. And of all temples,
Hey, we can't hear you now. Can't hear you anymore. Try now. Still can't hear you. Let me try something. All right, speak now. See if we can hear you. Still can't hear you. You're like real low. Is your mic on? All right, shut it down and come back up.
everyone hear me?
Yeah, there you go. Say something again. I heard you faintly. All right, family. We're going to give him a few minutes to get himself together. But I like it. I like what he's talking about so far. I like the information that he's sharing with the family, you know. This is one of you gotta keep in mind, family. We have come a long way in this journey. And this is one of the originals, the elders in our community, that gets to speak from where he's come from in his life to the reality that we have today. A lot of us haven't experienced the type of things that he's talking about. So this will be a benefit for us in our lifetime right now to hear a lot of the lesson that he's speaking on today. It would be a benefit. You know, we always talk about those who have paved the way for us today in this great nation that we're in. Well, he's speaking about a lot of those ones who have paved the way for us in our journey in this walk of life today. So just, excuse me, forgive me, please. Keep in mind that when the elder speaks, he's speaking from a older vantage point as opposed to the younger vantage point. Like he talked about what happened to a lot of the Southern hospitality. And the sister, she answered that question very well and very wisely. And I happen to agree with her. A lot of people from the north came down south, and a lot of that Southern hospitality got consumed. All right? It's a lot of it got gone. So let's see where we at now. You got the floor, my brother. See if you can speak, please.
Okay. Can you hear me? Everyone hear me clearly?
You bet. Totally.
Okay. Hello, Devar. So basically getting back to what I was talking about. So you're dealing with us as a people. And like I was just listening in on what you were saying, brother, when you said that a lot of people that are not originally from the South are coming, filtrating in. Because the cost of living is a lot cheaper than being on the coastal areas, especially on the East and West Coast. The main thing is, though, us as a nation. Some of these pastors, some of these mores, or moras, et cetera, marine, or however you want to express it. But some of our teachers, some of our shepherds, some of our pastors are wicked as hell. I mean, you talk about our people are addicted to the hideous, and we love abominations. And we didn't used to be that way. And we know through the Willie Lynch curse, we know through the Jim Crow laws, and then the civil rights movement, which was more of a displacement. We should have never even integrated. We should have remained separate. And the problem with the cities that were considered Black Wall Street, problem is we provided, but guess what? We couldn't protect. When they start dropping them dynamite on Black Wall Street in Oklahoma, we should have had a security military to shoot that joke out the sky. How about that?
There you go. Absolutely.
And so, because of it just wasn't time. You know, what I've learned is the truth is where you find it. You know, we spend so much time saying this is the devil, that's the devil. Well, or if you ain't calling them Yahweh Nawa or Yahweh, you're calling them Yahuwah. And man, that's silliness. All this debating I see our people do, putting each other down. If you ain't in IUSPK, you ain't in the truth. Stop. And I'm just being kind in my words now. Stop. We're commanded to gather ourselves together, O ye nation undesired, yet they desire our talents. We are natural poets, people of extraordinary talents. The Europeans would not have won none of these wars if it wasn't for our ancestors that they put in the front line to kill most of them all, and we still won the damn thing for them. The greatest warriors that's in the military, they'll show you the opposite on TV. They got everybody thinking it's the Caucasian. How it gonna be a subhuman? Caucasians and people that ain't melanated, they ain't human. Human mean man or woman of color. They subhuman, devoid of melanin. Facts. That's not even an insult. And then a lot of Caucasians are born with tails and they cut them off and don't even say nothing. Yet they're making mockery movies in front of our face, like Planet of the Apes. And they the ones with 2% rhesus monkey in them, and Neanderthal and a fallen gene, I'm telling you. And then you got cats like Billy Carson coming out on social media and got our people thinking we can trust the Anunnaki of all people, the sons of Anak, and the Raphaim and the Nephilim. Man, we can't trust them. We cannot trust them. In fact, to put your trust in anything other than the Elohim of Yahoo is a fool. And then there's some of these Yisrael elders out here, man. All praises to the Almighty Ra Hayah, Asher Hayah, who was the original Elohim of the Assyrians. Who was also the original Elohim of the Mitzrayim, the Egyptians. And it was also the original Elohim of his inheritance, us, Yisrael. Facts. Our people have been victimized. None other than no other people have been victimized like us. We suffer from PTSS, post-traumatic slave syndrome. That's why we got anger issues. Anytime someone makes us feel defensive, on average, not everyone, it's always an exception to the rule. Yet overall, someone say something that we feel offended or we feel like we got to defend ourselves, snapping. They've even scientifically identified the stress hormone. They call it cortisol. It induces what? Anger, and it's addictive. Post-traumatic slave disorder. Yeah. Where you get that from? Where the cortisol anger issue come from? From being brutalized in the transatlantic slave holocaust. How about that? Over 300 years of free labor. All these nations that have world power have benefited and still benefiting on. And then they infest. We didn't put drugs in our community. We don't know about no damn crack cocaine, methamphetamine, illy sticks, boy, and all that mess. So where that come from? CIA. And then they run around here talking about what they politicking, propaganda, general glittering generalities, as they say, New Age term, card stacking, liars. And then I'm not just going to talk about the world right now, but yet read, please, if they could, Daniel chapter 2, verse 44. I could read it myself. Yeah, I wanted this to be a conversation. Like I said, yes, I do qualify spiritually as a master teacher. Why? Because I was tested and proved. And when the devil himself came to me and asked me to be one of his soldiers, I said, no. Like Cat Williams told you got to tell him no. Because I already know what Satan's on. I already know what Baphomet is on. I already know who Yabulon is. Satan. That's hidden code in the Freemasons. All right, I don't want no parts of Molech, Murdoch, none of that. Baal or Peor, none of that. That's who the Lord is. No other mighty ones before our Father. None. There is none like him. Then you got some of our people that are Yisrael. They want to worship the Messiah. You got the same difference with some of our people that are Rastafarians down in Jamaica. They call it Jamaica, don't they? Don't you know? And so you see them, Haile Selassie, the King of Kings, I. Bullshit. Excuse my language, but it's lizard poop. It's toxic. Haile Selassie is not the King of Kings, and neither is Yahusha, HaMoshiach, who the Christians call Jesus. And Jesus ain't Yahusha. I'm telling you. Jesus means earth pig when you look up the etymology in Latin. Who is Lord of the pigs? Just the way you say it in Spanish. Jesus, Helen Zeus. Who is Zeus? Greek deity, the almighty of the Greeks. And he was a bisexual, homosexual, pedophile. He was a monster. He was in bestiality and everything else. Nasty dude. Now, what I lie about, I don't. I shoot straight from the hip. I just say it. When I was a young man and a little boy, I was a liar. And when I paid, they call it karma. You reap what you sow. When I had to pay the price for them lies, I decided I didn't want to lie no more. I didn't ever want to do that no more. Not me. And so with that being said, we run around. I'll give you an example, even down here in urban Texas. You know, you see our people and you see these other nations. Now, who came up with that saying you can't do business with family? Because everybody else, all these other nations, business is family and family is business. But them, I'm just saying. Or maybe that's why we still at the bottom of the totem pole. You heard? I'm just saying. Makes sense to me. Some of you shepherds, some of you shepherd kings, some of you teachers, mores, pastors, y'all out here holding our father's children hostage. Ezekiel 34, chapter 34. Woe to the shepherds of Yisrael. Woe. What does woe mean? W-O-E. Warning. Pestilence. Judgment. Now, Dr. Umar Johnson was right on a lot of things. Dr. Umar Johnson is wrong when he come talking about you can pray to the ancestors. Anybody with some damn common sense knows that's putting a mighty one before our Father. Not trying to be judgmental, but I'm bringing up just issues, things that we can relate. Because again, this is a conversation that I got to show you in real live time about the restoration of our people. Because the restoration of our people, if you're not about the restoration of Yisrael, in other words, having this whole planet put back in order, because you got our people on the streets, you got IUS, United in Christ, you got this, you got that. Yet we all praying to only one Elohim. Come on, y'all. It's only one King of Kings, and that's Rahaya Asher Haya himself, Yahuwah. That's it. The Messiah who most people say ain't the Messiah, that consider themselves Torah only. This is what you got to understand, that Roman Catholic Church took the real Yahusha, his information, and they put a twist on it. Look what they did in Christ's Insanity. They taught us what? They taught us actually that our mother in heaven is the He, the Holy Spirit. When He, that's when you have to read the Matthew Shem Tov edition of the scripture. Period. You have to read the Matthew Shem Tov edition, which is the book of Hebrew, or the book of Mattathayu, the book of Matthew in Hebrew. In there, when it's transliterated right, the Messiah said that the Ruach HaKodesh was his mother. As a Jehovah's Witness, they taught me that Proverbs, which is Mishlei, chapter 3, was about the Messiah. You know what it ain't? That's Ruach HaKadosh, the set apart Ruach. Ima Rahaya, Asher Haya, Mother Chokmah. So the point is, when you get into Daniel chapter 2, verse 44, in the days of these kings, presidents, etc., the the Elohim of the Creator himself, shall set up a government that will not be passed on to any other people, by the way.
Did you want her to read for you?
Yes, please do. I just want to also make sure that you can hear it.
Daniel chapter 2, verse 4.
Daniel chapter 2, verse 44. Yes, sir. Thank
verse
you.
44. Daniel chapter 2, verse 44.
And you may begin at your leisure, madam.
Okay. Shabbat shalom. And then Daniel or Daniel chapter 2, verse 44. And in the days of these kings shall the Creator of heaven set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed. And the kingdom shall not be left to other people, but it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms, and it shall stand forever.
Forever. In our language, that's Leolam Ba'ed, forever and ever. Facts. Facts. We're in an age where people want to debate facts. How can you debate a fact? A fact is something that can stand up against any formula that has any type of common sense and reasoning and logic in it. And it'll hold its own. That's what I tell people. You ain't got to chase a lie. The truth is a lion. All you got to do is release that joke, put it in the ether, in the atmosphere. Guess what it's going to do? It's going to defend itself. So, again, number one, Hayah said he's going to set up a government on this earth. So that requires us to gather ourselves together like he instructed us, y'all, in righteousness. We're supposed to be right ruling men. Even with these women, we can have more than one wife. Make sure you're not defiling your marriage bed by having menage a trois and all that mess. You better go to a lion in the wild. When there's one lion over that pride, he has sex with his wives one at a time. Privacy. Everybody's supposed to have a tent. That's the pattern in Torah, y'all. I'm saying. So here's the key, though. It's not about us trying to be perfect. That's not even required. What's required is for us to keep that Torah to the best of one's ability. And all of us don't have the same abilities. Some of us are veterans in Yisrael. Some of us are veterans and we still babes, though. Because what I've observed over these years, and I see it today, a lot of these elders, I'm talking about in Yisrael, I ain't talking about the worldly cats. In Yisrael, y'all ain't about nothing. Some of y'all ain't worth two dead shit eating flies. I'm just gonna keep it real. And that's tragic.
What
it's very tragic.
What?
Go ahead.
What you say? They're not worth two what?
Dead flies. I'll just leave it at that. Hey, but what I mean, I'm not talking about those that are really honestly doing their best despite, whatever their backgrounds, whatever challenges one has in their personal life. I'm not condemning those that don't need to be judged and condemned. Because there are only two type of people down here on earth. And I figured this out in the military. You got righteous people that just want to do the good, the right thing. And then you got people that just don't, they got the ethics. I don't want to use too many expletives because I know some of that burns your ears, but you gotta understand I'm a military commander. And I'm not a drill instructor, but I can transform into one. You would think I was when I finished with you. And so the purpose of all of this is to get to the roots of our problems. We're going to have to collectively, in order for them to give us reparations, we're going to have to be a Confederate ourselves. And I'm talking amongst those of us that call ourselves the children of Yisrael that are over here. And worldwide, we're going to have to come together. And that's going to take, because there's so many people that don't understand chain of command, order, and rank. And then some of us get power drunk with it. Then we become corrupt. And so how do we deal with that? In spirit and truth. Emet. So you can't just be no religious fanatic. My father told me that before he died, a week before he died. He said, son, you be spiritual, not religious. There's a difference. You know, you hear some of these Yisrael people say, oh, you shouldn't smoke. Oh, you shouldn't. I'm Choctaw. I smoke tobacco, natural. It's symbolic. If you look on the Choctaw emblem, it's symbolic of prayers, which is communication to Rahaya. If you align your body and take care of yourself and eat right, guess what you're going to catch? Cancer. Oh, if you know how to clear out the mucus and the acid out yourself, and then you're taking in your iron right, and then you taking, instead of just smoking cannabis all the time, why don't you just make you a strong tea? Hey, one thing you can learn in Ghana, you can learn about what bitters are. That's why I had to go over there and stop trusting this American get right medicines, because it ain't medicine, it's treatment. Trick or treat. I don't want to be treated. I want to be remedied. That's why I had to go talk to a bush doctor. So the key to us being able to be successful collectively, to be honest with you, like I said, we was going to talk about restoration of the nation of Yisrael in real live time, is to eradicate the wicked. And the only way we're going to know if you wicked or not, we got to be around each other. Even when our ancestors were over here before Columbus came over here, all the tribes would get together and have powwows, man. That way we got to meet and greet each other. We were peaceful warriors. Peaceful. We smoke tobacco. We smoke cannabis. King Solomon smoked cannabis, man. Stop. Even if on them thrones, I'm not the throne, but even on the throne of Solomon, there's the boom draw of cannabis. Cannabis ain't nothing new under the sun. And a lot of people don't know, but I'm gonna tell you the truth. The most advanced society of all times is actually King Solomon's era. And all that got tore down because y'all didn't even want us to see. And then the things that they do have, the Smithsonian's got it. That's what they do. We run around here mean mugging each other. And I'm talking about Yisrael. We getting into it amongst each other. United we stand. Divided we what? They'll conquer us. These people ain't worried about y'all. And I'm even talking about United in Christ, so-called Bishop Nathaniel's people. There's some righteous brothers in there. Some of them brothers is wicked and rude as hell. You say shalom to them, they act like they can't say nothing, but you want to pass me a flyer and think I'm going to come join your little establishment. Stop. It's more than just a 501c3 or any other entity, tax exempt business that you want to put it as. And United Divided Snakes, American Get Right, legalese jurisdiction. We just gonna keep it real. Rahaya is who he is. He makes the sun come up in the east and makes it go in the west.
Can you break that down for us? Rahaya, what does that mean? Okay. There's a scripture in the passage. Someone finds it, let me know. It says, Assyrians are the works of my hands. Egypt, Mitzrayim, my people. And Yisrael, my inheritance. Yahuwah said that.
So who is the original Most High of the Assyrians? Ashur. A-S-H. They usually spell it E-R, but it can also be spelled U-R. The original mighty one, Almighty, when they were not corrupt. Let me include that. Who is Ra? Well, when the Egyptians, long before they became corrupted, Ra is Hayah. That's why he destroyed the ass, because they became corrupted. Same difference with Yisrael, us as his inheritance. Hey, we as babies now. Firstborn son, hey. But guess what? We got so damn wicked. So wicked. We had the audacity to kill not only the messengers, the prophets, the voice pieces of the Most High to warn them to turn from their wickedness. But we're going to put male and female prostitution rooms in our Father's temple? We got so wicked, and this is what most of our Yisrael people don't want to talk about. Oh yeah, a generation of our ancestors was so damn wicked, and they didn't even have a reason to be wicked. We ran the earth at that time. Man, they were so wicked, even Satan's children was like, damn, y'all wicked. Now that's sickness and beyond measure. That's why we went through the transatlantic slave holocaust. What did Martin Luther King say? The bootleg guy. He said, I believe I done integrated my people into a burning building. Imagine that. And it's burning. You see all these zesty people and all these carpet munchers running around here. Yeah, it's burning. Cause I understand why a lot of people don't want to mess with that so-called Brit Kadashah, when she'll be called Renewed Covenant, not New Testament. But I see why people don't like messing with it. It's too much Greek and Roman nastiness in it. But the fact of the matter is, remember, Yahuwah, we can go Yeshayahu, Isaiah chapter 45, verse 4 through 7. My dear fine sister, could you please pull that up and read that out loud? We need to expound on who we're dealing with. We're dealing with the very creator of both what is functional and dysfunctional. And that's why you should fear him, because he created both good and evil. But sister, could you pull that up, please?
Verse.
Yeshayahu or Isaiah, chapter 45, verses 4 through 7, please. And Total Rabbah.
For Yaakov, my servant's sake, and Israel, my elect, I have even called thee by thy name. I have surnamed thee, though thou hast not known me. I am the Most High, and there is none else. There is no Elohim beside me. I gird thee, though thou hast not known me.
Okay, so is that through 4 through 7?
Oh, you want me to say 7? Okay.
No, verses 4 all the way through 7.
Isaiah 45, verse 6.
Okay.
They that may know from the rising of the sun and from the west that there is none beside me. I am the Most High, and there is none else. I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, Yotzeh, do all these things.
And like our brother that has a similar background as far as religion and Christ insanity, Cat Williams, we both were raised Jehovah's Wickedness. And like he said, Satan can't create anything. It's already been created. All Satan do is just do like his children do. They culture vulture. Come steal something. A lot of people think the swastika, that's an ancient symbol of the sun, y'all. So, you know, it's a tragedy what they have done to us. It is. Because we have never had a system set up to reverse the psychological, spiritual, emotional, and physical damage what has been done to us as a people. We don't have institutions to reverse the effects of the transatlantic slave holocaust. Yet we're over 4 trillion in spending. We're actually funding Satan days that we should not. And it's because when some of our brothers and sisters get into some of these camps and these assemblies, some of them, they see the same BS that they seen in the church in there too. There's a lot of y'all Yisrael people, we calling yourselves Israelites. Yeah, ain't all right. I ain't talking about the righteous of us, the real children of light. I'm talking about them pretendos. And you never know anybody until you live with them, yo. So in order for us to begin to come together and organize ourselves together, we're going to have some sound leadership now. There are checks and balances in living in villages. There are checks and balances in doing things the right way. I love a lot of way things are set up in straightway ministry. I love certain things about Goshen. I love certain things our brother Prince Israel's doing. So whatever's positive, remember that. Our enemy was a replacement killer. He came in and killed a lot of the truth, replaced a lot of the truth with lies and mixed them up to make it confusing to the point a lot of people, when they hear the truth, they think it's a lie. And then when they hear a lie, they think it's the truth. That's confusion. That's the devil, who they call the devil, Hashatan. You can call him Gabriel. You can call him Hillel, whatever. The dysfunctional nigga. Nasty dude. Whose general's Baphomet. The go-ahead dude with titties and got wisdom. Same symbol on the damn coats of these doctors. Y'all niggas run around, excuse my language, but you niggas, I'm talking about my Yisrael people that's acting like niggas instead of royalty. Yo, you niggas running around here looking like Power Rangers and all kind of goofy shit, talking crazy. And then you're disrespecting your own people. I'm talking about your own people. I ain't talking about the wicked dude. I'm talking about Yisrael. It's like y'all got gangs out here. Who the hell y'all niggas think y'all? Y'all better stop that mess. I'm serious. You can be a warrior, but gangsters, pimps, players, whoremongers, hoes, all that ain't gonna be in our Father's kingdom, yo. Ain't no homosexuality, ain't no LGBTQ, Hollywood, Disney, satanic mess going on in our Father's kingdom. You're gonna get to the gates and you're gonna get rejected. He said cross-dressing was an abomination back in the days in Leviticus. He gave us laws on who to have sex with and who not to. Leviticus chapter 18 now. Stop. And then a brother said to me years ago that's deceased now. He said to me, man, why some of these brothers be wanting to sleep with your wife? And he talking about people in Yisrael want to do the swinging thing. What, you trying to be like Biggie Smalls and Tupac and Suge Knight? You a swinger? Suge Knight in prison, y'all. And Biggie and Pac. That's the reason why both them niggas got shot. I'm telling you. I don't be doing no lying, y'all. I shoot straight from the hip. I'm military. And it's very necessary. All right, let me take this off. I'm going to put another head covering on in a second. But let me have this great dialogue with my peoples. Because I'm your brother. And I'm a relative of Haile Selassie. I am a descendant of King David through King Solomon. And I can prove it not just with DNA, I can prove it with my behavior. The way I talk, I can sound off like a drill instructor. Yeah, if anybody's read the book of Yashar, y'all know Yehuda, and Simeon too, we can sound off and make a woman miscarry. And crack the ground. This ain't no Goku, Dragon Ball Z. No, this is powerballed up Lion Man now. What do you think? The angels. That ain't angels, but are angels in the flesh. What you think we is? Those of us that are warriors. Like I said, even in Americans' citizenship, I'm a veteran. I was trained to kill, maim, and destroy. And you don't do that to righteous people. That's murder. We're commanded not to murder. Facts. We are not allowed to be murder. What is murder? Shedding innocent blood, as it were, as they say. But we're killers. You go to Ghana, they butcher goat. Shit, they butcher a whole lot of stuff they ain't supposed to. Yo, but those that got, hey, you see some butchery, I tell you that. And if you get too tough and think you that tough, just like he did with our forefather Abraham when he made him pass through that sacrifice. In other words, when he was passing through, how y'all was telling him, if you don't follow me, this is gonna what's happening to you. You're gonna get torn into pieces. And that's just the reality of it. Our Father is the most vicious being there is. He created evil. He also created righteousness and good. He told us to choose life and live. So why is our people selling out to these fake Jews and these homosexuals and all that in this industry for a little bit of pennies and some material gain, and then act like you ain't did nothing? For our people that are out there that really want to shupa, which is repentance, returning back to Torah, to the instructions of our Abba Hayah, Yahuwah, Ruach Hashem, the true children, we are here. Even what's his name? Donald Trump. It's on Facebook, TikTok. He's saying, the 144,000 are here. Some of the black folks, the Negroes, have waken up to who they are. And it's not about us just getting guns and we can get battle axes and all of that. Nah, they got drones, man, that come in and blow your stuff up. So here's the thing. What about when we go over to our bow staffs and he gives certain people like me, my brethren that are warriors similar to me, the power to control the wind, tornadoes, moving at will. I'm not an apostle, so-called Apostle Paul, Shaul, Benjamin. I'm not a Pauline cat. I'm not, because all them is letters. And the Roman Catholics have made it, and Catholicism have made that into like it's law. But he did say something to make a lot of sense, though. It's a terrible thing to fall under the wrath of the Almighty Rahayah, Ashur Hayah, I tell you that. Especially when he's been warning your ass to repent and change and turn from your wicked ways. But that's a process. Our people are demonized from the food, starting with the Richard Nixon administration. They put chemicals in our stuff. That's why a lot of us run around looking like bear gorillas, men and women. Some of us look like pot-belly pigs and hippos. All that feces backed up in our intestines. Dr. Sabi started us on a great path. Yaki Awakens out there. He healing people. I heard Pastor Dow wanted to get into a debate with him about something. We don't need to be debating. Yaki Awaken is just that, awaken. He might be at a higher spiritual level than you. Some of y'all are just too religious. Some of us are spiritually higher than others. That don't mean we're supposed to look down on you. We ain't supposed to be no tyrant. Not at all. When you have been given strength and you're a ruling king in our Father's dictatorship, which is his theocracy, ruled by what? Elohim. Our Father's kingdom is a dictatorship now. And he rules with iron rod, not no iron fist like a monkey. Iron rod. That rod can steer you. Don't they call them shepherd kings? So if we're sons of Elohim and our women are daughters of Elohim, let's talk about the pimps and the players. I got me a concubine, but you ain't taking care of her. You ain't got her in her own apartment or home, house, whatever, home, apartment or house, whatever you can afford. And you ain't making sure everything's taken care of. And he also told us not to acquire too many women too. Because then our women will drive your ass crazy. Especially when the moon is waning. I know I ain't lying. Anywho, the point is, brothers and sisters, it's going to come together where we think it is or not. It ain't even up to us. Hayah, what did he say in Ezekiel, the 34th chapter, he said, I myself will go find my lost sheep. And that's what he has done. Some of our brothers, I know brothers that ex-military, that were ex-devil dogs. That's Marines. I used to be a Delta dog, but even when I was in there, I wasn't a dog at all. When I got sworn in, you got to realize I was raised Jehovah's Witness. Jehovah's Witness don't mess with the military over here or nowhere, because they'll tell the truth. All them human governments, military, they belong to the Hashatan, the devil. That ain't no lie. They over there in Afghanistan still finding the Nephilim running around. And then you got the Anunnaki down in Antarctica. The Nordics is up north. The Draconians are the lizard people. Then you got the Greys. You cats running around here mean mugging each other. And I'm talking about Yisrael. And I'm just going to go a little bit just straight militant. You dickweeds is tripping. Man, in a minute, we're going to have to be fighting Raphaim and Nephilim and Anunnaki, man. Some of them cats is as tall as buildings. And you niggas running around here tripping. Man, stop. Our Father don't play with nobody. He will destroy your whole lineage as a Khan. He don't care about nobody's baby or your old people or your young people. He don't care if your booty's big or if you ain't got no booty at all. He don't care about who got the biggest penis or the biggest balls. He don't care because ain't nobody big. All you gotta do is go up in the air and the airplane look down. Everybody little, including that being Raphaim too. See, a lot of our behavior comes from not fearing, having a healthy fear of Ra Hayah, because the beginning of true set apart knowledge and wisdom, it's in the book of Sirach, in the Sefer, in the hidden books. The beginning of true set apart knowledge and wisdom is the fear of Ra Hayah Asher Hayah, Yahuwah. And that's just what it is. Fear will keep you from doing abomination. Want to know why I didn't raising my daughters? I wasn't trying to have sex with, like some of these fathers out here doing. Oh, because it said in this Torah, you cannot take on a woman and her daughters too. It is an abomination. Wow. Why shouldn't we be a homo? Well, why shouldn't we allow hoes and prostitution legally? It's in the Torah. It's in our Constitution. It's there. I'm telling you. Well, I'll tell you what it says. You said there shall not be a whore amongst the daughters of Zion, nor shall there be a sodomite amongst the sons. So that means we ain't even supposed to be having sex with our women and they wreck them at all. You ain't even thinking about them when they get older. They ain't even gonna be able to hold their turd because you've been running up in there all them years. Nasty dude. But again, they took lions and made us into what? Dogs. That's why we run around. So big dog, big dog. I be telling them, I'm a big lion. Dogs and lions, we don't act the same. And in the hood and our black communities in this nation, you got dogs, snakes, wolves, hyenas, pussycats, and gorillas. And I ain't none of that. I'm that ram, that lion, that strength of a bull, elephant, that ox. I left ancient pictorial here, Yisrael language, strong authority is what that represents. And I drop down and get that eagle, male eagle eye on, which means I'll knock your noodle back 300 yards away. I ain't playing with none of these cats, dogs, or hyenas or whatever. See, there is a time to kill. You can't be playing when you're an adult. When you're an elder, you should play off. You know what I mean? You can't enjoy your life. But you don't play with adults, young or old. You can get yourself killed because you don't know what the hell they done been through. Most of our people got PTSD from growing up in the hood. Are you serious? I can talk to y'all about hours, literally, about the horrors I seen myself in Kansas City, Missouri. I call it Kansas City misery because that's just what the hell it is. Bunch of snakes running around, acting fake, acting like they cool, and then they have sex with your wife and then go make a song about it, bragging about it. Then a lot of these cats, they go in the penitentiary and they ain't there messing with the punks, the homos. Then they come out and want to screw everything. Satan don't even want to screw everybody. I ain't like that. I'm just saying. Make it make sense to me. Again, this is a conversation from a nation now. This is to all the elders, all the pastors, from Pastor Dow to whoever, Bishop Nathaniel, all of you. I love you, I do. And for those of us that are the true children and sons of the light versus the sons of darkness, hey, I'm here. I'm here to be with you forever. Because, hey, there is a passage somewhere that says, some will never taste death at all now. Yep. Let's get back to real live time. In dealing with business, in order for us to be able to do great business with each other as the nations do with each other, and that's why they're more highly successful than us, and yet we're the most intelligent and most physically gifted people on this earth. The problem is, again, the program. And that's why we need to collectively come together. I'm getting ready to go to school of herbology so I can learn things about herbs so that I can heal both the infants and the elderly and everything in between. Likewise, we need to have security. I'll be working with some brothers and we'll be organizing. I do know some elders in Masra, Yisrael. And what we need to do is collectively, because all these camps we belong to each other. And believe it or not, we're actually accountable to each other, y'all. If I see Prince Israel doing something Prince Israel ain't supposed to be doing, I'm supposed to go to Prince Israel myself and tell him, hey, that ain't right. Likewise, him with me. Why? Because that's how we hold each other up. See, one thing I learned, and now the only really great thing that I really appreciate being in the military, the brotherhood. And I'm talking about heterosexual brotherhood. No homo, zero. I'm talking about that brotherhood, somebody gets shot. Their intestines, you make sure they taken care of. You might have to help them use the bathroom. You might have to wash their penis and balls. You can't be no homo doing all that, y'all. And you don't want nobody who's doing that for you if that's that way. That's not good. Homosexuality used to be a mental illness. Just like how they be Christ and sinning, oh, turn the other cheek and I pray for your enemy. That's Stockholm syndrome. That's a mental illness. Some of our people, the worst problem in America is the European Jew that's pretending to be us and ain't us, and the so-called Negro that just won't detach itself from massa. That's all the best way I can use that without going bold. So one of the things we need to get into collectively, and I'm starting to see this, and I give all praises to Rahaya, who is Yahuwah, our Father in heaven. And I also respect our mother, Ima Kokma, who is Rahaya El Shaddai, our mother. I love the fact that you got people like Judah Sketch on YouTube with those animated cartoons, telling our stories, looking like us. You got Torah trained kids. I love that. I longed for that as a child, growing up as Jehovah's Wickedness, because I knew that something wasn't right about this. All them Caucasians, they sure talking about these are the people and children of Egypt, Israel, and they all look like Caucasians. Oh, hell no, that don't make sense. Anywho, so we're going to have to get into edutainment, because in order to begin to change the narrative and the paradigm in this age of Aquarius on this world, we're going to have to just tell the truth. We're going to have to start making movies similar to Dragon Ball Z. Instead, we can just talk about our ancestors. They were doing that shit way back when. You don't know about your forefather Yehuda and God? You don't know about the wars of the sons of Yaakov, who they call Jacob? You don't know about Yehuda? Who is Yehuda? Who they call Maccabees. That was his name, Yehuda. He was a different type of cat. So all them superheroes, how is Superman super? He ain't got no melanin. Make that make sense to me. And then they talking about Black Adam. They might as well got Terry Crews to play that role. How you gonna get Dwayne Johnson look like a cracker halfway? Come on, man, stop. That ain't no insult. That's just how it is. But we already know they're doing that whiteout, mind manipulation, all of that. Well, we got to counteract that, y'all. And we got to do it strategically and then intellectually. How do you begin to put together our nation without everybody thinking that we terrorists? By us being in complete order. Some of us are excellent in laws and bylaws of legalese overstanding, which is legalese. That's when you're dealing with Black Laws Dictionary from the first edition to the current. And that's made up of Roman and Latin dialect. If I come to you and I say, move the same, that means how are you in Tree? Your response will be, hey, yeah, I am well. Spelled TWI. It's a common language they speak over in Ghana. Then they got other cultural languages within that. From the Krobos to the Triapong to whatever. Fulani, the Funti, whatever. They all got their little lingo. We got our own. Look at it, you go to down south. Hey, go pat. So what he say? He said, pass him the salt, man. Hey, bro, you can't tell me somebody got an uncle down south talk like that, bro. That shit crazy. Hey, but you know, we got different dialects. You go to the East Coast, yeah, son, yeah, good, yeah, you know. Dialects. We had it back in when we was in the nation of Yisrael. When we had one language. They knew who you was from just by your dialect. You might say it was the same language, different enunciation. You know, people and speak proper English, they say, bring that here. Country folk be like, can you bring that over here? I like that third. Hey, pass me like that third salt right there, bro. Hey, it is what it is. They call it Ebonics, hood talk, whatever. It's a language. Even using expletives, what you call lower level cuss words. I don't want to burn nobody's ears like that today, but it's effective to use expletives, especially when you're breaking them down and building them back into something they need to be. Those are only warriors, because we ain't gonna have no soldiers. Soldiers are dispensable. They call that cannon fodder. But notice when our ancestors were being obedient, how we can go and just go through whole armies, and it'd be like flawless victory, flawless. You heard? Not one casualty, not even a scratch on nobody. Now figure that out. So it's an honor to know that Hayah is taking care of his children. And for those of us that really are his children, hey, I salute you. I thank our Father for taking the time to make sure his other children are fine. Because I need to hear that. I've been through so much myself, and we've been so much collectively as a family on this earth, to the point we've been scattered throughout the four corners. And other people, the reason why we lost our morals that are traditional and right ruling and tribal is because it beat out of us, bull whipped, buck broke, gator baited, pick a nigger, huh? And then they got the nerve to give our reparations and restitution to the fake Jews, the satanic ones that did they matzah bread and bloodletting baby's blood, and then drink Minishevitz and dance around with them crazy Yiddish Jewish songs and dances. Pizzagate. The delectable Negro. Yeah, they been eating us. And this is all because of our ancestors' fault that had no reason to even be turning away from the Most High. This ain't the Caucasians' fault. No. And at the same time, in this day and age, we're going to be okay. We are. But we need to, in finishing and drawing a conclusion, what we need to do collectively as the children of Yisrael, those of us that are not eyes wide shut, I'm talking about eyes wide open. Not those of us that are in the conscious, but I'm talking about fully awakened Yisrael people. We know There is no confusion with us. There is no debating with us. We simply come in, we gather the facts, the proof, the evidence. Then that's how we make a judgment. Because Yahudah shall judge all matters. While people running around here talking about you can't judge me, you judge an individual by the content of what they do, their behavior. They call it the character. So you can talk that mess, but if you ain't walking it, you just talking lizard poop. And that's just being considerate and kind. Because I love my family, my mishpachah, all my father's children, both Yisrael and our companions. Even in the bodies of Hashamayim, all those that are righteous. I love y'all. But know this, as we're all supposed to, I love Rahayah more than I love myself. And I love myself after him. That's how I can love y'all. Because if I don't love me, that means I don't really love Rahayah, because that's how I learned to love me, because I loved him first. I'm telling you. And so I understand that a lot of you all don't want to accept Yahushua, Moshiach, because he ain't no king. Y'all need to stop that. He is a high priest. The priesthood was the main problem with our nation. It was corrupt. And the priesthood was set up over the kingship. So if the head ain't right, guess what the body ain't going to be? There it is. But no, Haile Selassie Yah is not the king of kings. That's Ra Hayah Abba. Yahushua HaMashiach is a high priest. He was the sacrificial ram of Hayah. That's what he was supposed to do. And no, we're not supposed to worship him. He ain't equal to Ra Hayah, our father Yahuwah. Ain't nobody equal to him, not even Mother Copa. Nobody. Everybody gonna lay flat before we open our mouth and talk to him when we stand before him. Because Yisrael, our main inheritance ain't just land and eating good and children. It's the very face of the Creator. That's our father. It's our daddy. And I love our father. I used to be a mama's boy. So I had 2 great years with my biological father that I should have had all my life. And I graduated into a father's son. So we are children of the Most High, Yahuwah, Elohecha. And he will never forsake us. And he is like me. I'm one of the examples of what it's like to have the Torah put in your leg, in your heart. So all of y'all out there that have been struggling, some of us are isolated. Shit, when I got out the military, man, I was homeless for 3 years. And I got family in Kansas City. And I needed to be. I became the voice in the wilderness that was calling the people to repentance. I was sounding off. Y'all call it screaming and shouting, but in the military, we call it sounding off. I'm just saying. Hey. So, but what we need to do, we need to start working together collectively. I know we got issues. We're going to have to iron those issues out. Even with Michael Jordan was great doing his thing, but he had to figure it out. He can't do it by himself. And no individual camp, no individual assembly, nobody can do it by themselves. And we have to come together collectively, and we have to be diplomatic in doing so and being respectful. Respect. You know, we're not Christians, y'all. It's an eye for eye, tooth for tooth. Now you get treated how you treat people now. And even though I'm Commander General, I don't demand anything. I command my respect. Why? Because I'm going to give you respect. I have to. I can't be a tyrant. Y'all don't play that. He'll get rid of it. You don't want to yield to his commands now. So with that being said, I love our nation. The fact that Hayah is repairing the breaches in our nation. Eventually we'll be ruling this whole planet. And then eventually all the galaxies and the dimensions in the universe. That's part of our inheritance with being the inheritance of the Creator himself. Hey, that's what it is. So with that, I don't have any other points to really make, but this takes work. This ain't just but talking. That's why I was born and raised in the show me state. I'm gonna talk it, but I walk it, march it, sprint. I walk it and talk it. That's why I can do freestyle cadences in the name of Hayah. So hey, we're gonna get it together. And with that, I'm gonna wrap this thing up. I love y'all. Y'all keep the faith. For those that are weak, that's why you have individuals such as myself that are strong too. And so with that being said, hey,
Yeah.
we'll get along. We'll be all right. We ain't got no choice. World War III eventually is gonna be coming over here. It's already started. It'll be over here. When they start bombing these cities, we'll figure it out. So might as well get an early start. Remember the 5 P's. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. Know that. Hallelujah.
Commander,
Yes.
can we ask you a few questions?
Sure. No. Go ahead. Shoot.
All right, family, if you got any questions for Commander General, please post your questions in the room, and we'll ask the questions as they come up. Well, here's my question to you first. What advice would you give to the future generation of Yisrael that's out here today to how to properly prepare themselves to meet the Most High?
Number 1, get on holistic herbs. Get off a diet because you ain't trying to die. Like Yaki Awaken said, you need to get on a live it. Because if you ain't eating right, even with us, trying to get away from the pork and the lobsters and the unclean, and you got to make sure you got some organic fruits and vegetables around here. Because if you don't, boy, they be messing up your mind. I'm telling you, I ain't lying. So you got to think about that. And we have that already. We don't have to reinvent the wheel, y'all. A lot of us are doing a lot of great things. The problem is we just don't have a collective. We're not collective together. And so when we start actually doing more business within ourselves than we do with the other nations, and then that doesn't mean that we don't do business with the other nations. We're actually supposed to be teaching the other nations the reason why they should be following Rahaya. I'm just saying. And the advice for the children would be, again, get your diet right and keep the commandments to the best of your ability. Stay active. Our ancestors were master farmers. And there's a passage in the book of Sirach, which they call the book of Ecclesiasticus. It says, my son, do not hate husbandry. What is husbandry? Agriculture, farming. He said he commanded us in better sheep to sweat, work by the sweat of your brow. And that's good for you. Get all the toxins out, get that D3 charge. Some of the problem is we too far north though. We need to be on the equator, and because we're a tropical people. And but the main thing also is for this younger generation, y'all have too much hatred of self. And I'm talking about not just the worldly people that are listening to the trap music, wonder why they lives and they're are trapped from the elementary and to the pipeline to the penitentiary. That's what you get when you listen to trap music. You're trapped. They trap your soul. And so they're trapping your behavior through the music that passes through both hemispheres of your brain and leaves latent, which means hidden messages. And you ain't gonna do nothing. You just start acting that out. Even when you thought it don't affect me like that, then you wonder why you sitting up in the penitentiary. So generation, you all need to be taught, right? Some of these elders ain't fit. And I'm not going to apologize for them because it ain't my fault. It really ain't even their fault either. It's really what the conditioning that has been done and the criminality that's been put upon us as people. And again, in order to remedy that, man, our people going to have to detox, man. We're going to have to detox to get them damn demons, which is dealing with chemicals and spirits. And everybody knows there's demons. Now, come on now. If you mature enough and you live long enough, you done seen somebody shape shit. You done seen the power of the wicked one. These cats out here bragging about smoking cannabis with the devil and dancing with the devil and wonder why they behinds blew out and they got herpes. And then they trying to go to Yaki to get it for him to heal. Stupid. So stupid is what stupid does. Some of us was just put into a situation where it was just a tragedy. You made the wrong decision. Choices people make now. So the youth, you all will be okay because I'm not alone. You know, I'm one of them cats. I know what's going on. Can't nobody tell me nothing about. They gotta. If you don't know about the Rex 84 agenda that the government divided snakes of America and don't want to get right, got going on, you better look up Rex 84 and Google that and find out for sure what they got in store for us. So some of us are too docile as well. You don't want to be tyrannical. And anyone that does not understand ideology and politics, even though it's like a politics, but at least having an understanding of it, and you have a gun in your hand, you're a tyrant anyway. That's why you know that some people, they don't act all hard or whatever, like they got some type of manhood until they have a gun on. Oh, I don't even know how to deal with the recoil to the gun. Heard? So safety first. Safety first in gun, knife, everything. Also safety in life, which is keeping the Torah and instructions of the Ten Commandments of the Most High. And the problem is, the holidays seem more fun than Hayat's feast days. Certain feasts, we supposed to kick it without being wicked, though. We can drink, even strong drink. We're not commanded not to get drunk. He said drink and be what? Rejoiceful, be merry, happy. Not get drunk and then start talking outside of your neck and get in a fight. No. So anyone else have any question? I hope I answered your question. Anyone else have any question?
Yeah, there's quite a few questions. Iman, would you like to do that portion with the questions?
Yes.
Hold up.
So, shalom. A couple of sisters, shalom. A couple of us sisters. The question is in reference to Rahaya. From one sister, Sister Aisha says, from my knowledge, that is two different powers, but you put them in one. Do you see the two as one, or could you break your understanding down a little more for understanding, please? Quite a few of us had that same question, like who or what are you referring to when you say Rahaya?
Well, again, I don't know if you heard me earlier. It's not even rocket science, and I'm not insulting anyone. What I'm saying, it's not a complicated thing. Egypt wasn't always wicked, just like Yisrael, we wasn't always wicked. The Assyrians, they wasn't always wicked. And again, you have to look and do your research, and you can find it. Look in the Tanakh. It says, Assyrians are the works of my hands. This is our father, Hayah speaking. Assyrians is the works of my hands. Egypt or Mitzrayim, my people. He called them his people. Yisrael, my inheritance. So starting out, the Egyptians were righteous. They don't want to tell you the dynasties that actually worship the Creator the way he wanted to at that particular time. All those deities that they began to worship originally, those are just attributes to the Creator himself. And what they start doing is deifying them, and then etc. They became corrupt. Same thing with the Assyrians. They became corrupt. Again, same thing with us. We became corrupt, and that's how it is. So if you do your etymology on what Ra means, what Asher, Asher or UR, it'll show you. When you go into the etymology, you always want to go into the etymology anywhere, even in English. I'll take, for instance, like we use the expression in American Standardized English a lot with the expression, oh, be nice to them. Well, actually, if you study the etymology of nice, that word nice used to mean back in the day in English, used to mean you was the idiot. Same thing with people that call themselves Christian. It was actually became an insult to be called a Christian at one time. And then the original Christians worshiped Serapis. So there is no difference between Ra, Hayah, or Asher. It's still the same creator. That don't mean you start. Allah is not our father. Allah is the devil. Just like Baal or Peor is the devil. Molech is the devil. Jehovah, that's a demon. That's the devil. It's of the devil. It's of it's adversarial. The opposite of our Father's kingdom. And see, that's the confusion. And that's what Satan does. He causes so much confusion. When the truth comes, you'll think the truth is a lie, and the lie is the truth. That's the devil. And they even got that on the dollar bill. Order out of chaos. They create the disorder to bring their own draconian order. That's why they got movies out like the Hunger Games and all that crazy mess. Why would you even want something like that going on? That's wicked as hell.
All right.
Go ahead. Any other questions?
Yeah, listen to me for a minute.
Go ahead.
Where in the scriptures, in the Tanakh, does it say Ra and the Creator are one? I mean, is that your opinion on the matter? That's your beliefs, I understand. But is that
it's not really even an opinion. Again, you have to study. Go ahead.
Give me out, please.
Go ahead.
Is that your opinion on the matter? How you draw the conclusion because you felt like the Egyptians worshiped the Creator, the Assyrians worshiped the Creator. So the God of the Assyrians would have been the Creator, and the God of the Egyptians would have been the Creator, the supreme God.
Right. In a sense, yes. It started out that way. But again, remember, why did all those kingdoms even get destroyed? How come they're not existing today? Because they became corrupt. Why is our father's temple over in Tel Arad decimated? Because we became corrupt. Us. We're supposed to be the living temple. And just because I use Ra Haya, Ashur Haya, I'm still referring to only Yahuwah. Ain't no confusion. It really ain't nothing to even be confused about. It's really not. But I understand because we've been dealing with false religion. You've been dealing with the conscious community, like brothers like Brother Polite and that nonsense he got going on. You've been dealing with all kind of wickedness, man. People are scared. A lot of our people that have an experience, an awakening, they see have a demonic experience where it wakes their ass up to what's really going on, or they sleep with someone and they start shape shifting. I got a young man that I know right now. He wants to be single. He works 7 days a week. Because it scared the mess out of him. He was in a relationship with a woman. He knew he shouldn't have been with her, and he had sex when he went to sleep. Woke up, man, she shape shifted on him like something on the devil's advocate, brother. And it scared him straight. So it's some spiritual wicked forces down here. We know that. And the thing is, don't get too caught up on here. If I say, it depends on who I'm around. In most cases, I don't even use the term Rahaya because I already know it's going to cause some confusion with some people that just don't understand. And again, we're not on all the same level spiritually. That does not mean that we look down on each other like, I know more than you. No. I'm supposed to be approaching. You're supposed to be approaching. We're supposed to sit down and reason things. Even if we agree to disagree, we still should always have aha. And that ain't just no, I love you. No, that's that showing I care for you through our actions and behavior. It's always about respect. So I don't want anyone to think that I'm confused because I don't want anyone to be confused. I've just had time from being a veteran and being able to be at home and being able to have the time to actually research and find out over the years what the truth ain't and what it is on a basic level so that as I continue to grow, the only one that knows all, and that's only Yahuwah. All of us, everybody else, we all learning and we'll be learning Leolam by it. Next question, please.
There were no more questions.
Okay, I have a question for you.
Go ahead.
What advice could you give to the elders and the leaders, the spiritual leaders in the Maureen that's been out here for all these years teaching? What advice would you give to them today?
Yeah, because I had the opportunity to meet Prince Asiel, who when Ben Ami and the people in Dimona, when they first left Chicago back in the day. And of course, Prince Asiel, he's separated from Ben Ami, but he's dead now. And we had a great conversation, great dialogue. And one of the things he talked about is, the older generation, you all have put in your work. And I'm only speaking of the righteous. Now, I'm not speaking because I've met some elders that were in the same generation as the older generation, the elders that have been putting in all this work. Y'all that went through the civil rights movement, the riots, the Martin Luther King assassination, the Malcolm X assassination. Y'all been through it. And my heart goes out to our elders that have watched this. My heart goes out to our brothers and sisters that were in Vietnam. My heart goes out to our people, even going back, way back. All of the righteous individuals that had to suffer for whatever reason. It's tragic. It's tragic what has been done to us as a people, not just over here. But what about when we were, all the captivities? And man, that stuff was horrible. And so, my words of encouragement to you older generation, the older generation that's put in all this work. You've done your due diligence over the years as best you could in service to the restoration of our nation. And my advice to you all is to be thankful to our Father, Yahuwah, that He has sons that He has chosen in this time, such as myself. But I won't be by myself. That are warriors, and we stand for righteousness. And I'm wise enough to and willing to make the hard decisions. And that's eradicating wickedness. And I just want to thank all you elders that have been diligent in your service to Yahuwah. Thank you, because even though you think some, I'm not saying all, but some of you may have think that all your work was in vain. Because sometimes, that's why it's not good for us to live isolated. Because sometimes our own mind can be a trap within itself. And so I just want to say to that older generation, thank you for your work that you have done and put in for our Father. Thank you. Thank you, and thank you so much. Thank you. Because when I reflect and think about how some of the stories and some of the things that you all have endured, and what I have endured, and what our other previous ancestors have endured, hey, it's time for us to get this shit right. The hell, we're getting it wrong. We got too much information to be getting this shit wrong at this point, bro. Brothers and sisters, I'm just saying. I mean, practice makes perfect. So let's get it right. Let's, with the benefit of learning, even with great business decisions, even as a woman, we know you're emotional creatures, and we're supposed to be logical. Most of us men are highly emotional because we were raised by women. So that's why you got to detox, eat right, reset your body, live right. Keep that Torah to the best of your ability. And that's also the importance of the elders coming together, and as well as the young, strong men, as well as the generals, as well as everything that our nation needs, because it's already there. We just have to come together, and that's it. Any other question?
We have a lot of people who live in the cities in these day and time.
Yes.
A lot of people. What is the importance of having a community? In your opinion?
Go ahead, Sleek Eye.
In your opinion, what's the importance of having a community?
Well, number one, the importance of a community is checks and balances. We don't need no police. When you're a warrior and you're an elder and you're whatever capacity that you're in, we're supposed to police our own community now. And then we're supposed to do that in righteousness, not wickedness. Some people have not even learned how to be great followers, let alone leaders. You have to learn how to be a great follower long before you learn how to be a great leader. And a lot of everybody just want to be a leader. Leadership is the hardest role because you're dealing with emotions, you're dealing with mood swings of your own and others. And then you're making decisions that affect people's lives now. And if you have not been called to do that, That ain't what you need to be doing. And so the importance of a community is for the benefit of a strong nation. If your community is shot, well, guess what? Your nation is going to be shot eventually. Yet if your community is strong, everybody's been held accountable. Ain't nobody hungry. You putting the young folks to work. The elders are being taken care of. Until Hayah download some information in us and show us what roots that we need and the herbs we need to put together and concoct so we can live forever. All the answers are already down here. Even Dr. Sadie said it. It's literally trillions of herbs we ain't even tapped into. Even with all the herbs we do have, we barely even scratched the surface to it. And so community is essential. In order to have a great community, that means you gotta have a great household. That means it needs to be a right ruling man in it. Not just no woman thinking she can be the woman and the man. I'm a woman king. That's an oxymoron. Get out of here. What you gonna come out with? Man and queen or something? Get out of here, man. That don't make sense. Queens are queens, y'all the backbone. Hey, y'all the glue to the family. Y'all hold it down. Y'all keep a lot of things together. The backbone ain't the head. The head should not be the backbone. You can have a bad back and your head be cool and you can't work. But if the head ain't right, yeah, all of it's trash. I'm just saying. Hey, that's just common and common sense right there, which is not that common in this capitalistic world. And that's also the problem. So, but yeah, communities, we got to come out of these cities, y'all. But some of y'all need to be retaught. We need to come up with some type of system where we teach hygiene to our young women and men. That's where something like a basic training to not just being, because everybody's not cut out to be a warrior. You can be an ordinary citizen that enjoys doing whatever it is, how y'all want you to endeavor in. Everybody's not meant to be a warrior. Everybody doesn't have what it takes to be a warrior. Some people get squirmish when they see blood. Some people don't.
All right, very well. Thank you for that response. Okay, we have a question for the room for you.
Okay, go ahead.
Ima, you want to read that?
Yes. Sister Aisha says, do you believe women who are unmarried with children who may have not known this truth in their past can be forgiven and married in righteousness?
Of course. That's the key, though. They got to be righteous themselves. And even if they're not up to par, so to speak, they have to start practicing. Same thing with the men. You can't just put this all on women. Some of you Yisrael men, y'all trying to bring that dog mentality we had in the hood into our nation. Thinking everybody's supposed to be a concubine. Don't even know what the word concubine really means. They make it sound like something derogatory, and it's not supposed to be. We ain't even supposed to be going and getting no legal marriage from no one man or woman dressed in black with Freemasonry. Legally system. We're supposed to have traditional marriages. You can still make a ketubah, get a contract, put two witnesses, for someone that does your ministerial services or ceremonial services for your wedding, your ceremony. You should have a public wedding. Why? Because it lets the community know that this woman and this man are one. And even if I have more than one wife, it's supposed to be in order now. And the problem is with our people, we be on some disorderly shit. And I hate to even cuss like that, but it's just the truth. We be on some wickedness. And if we don't stop that, we're going to stop it. You know how you really get rid of wickedness? You get organized, you set certain structures up. And when that wickedness comes, I ain't talking about judging incorrectly. I'm talking about them ethics, because you know our people got the ethics. We'll say F everything. You know, I'm talking about the F-bomb, the F-U-C-K, which is a dramatic word. When we do the etymology of it, means the pressing of the hand. So when someone gets the ethics, and because you have people out there, I don't want to care about no Torah and no Yahuwah, I want to hear that bullshit. Oh, really? Okay. Now, I'm only talking about when everything, the structure is set up, because it's not going to take us long to get this set up. It sure ain't. Like I said, we don't have to reinvent the wheel. We just need to simply come together in how, decency, order, respect. And that goes back to morality. Some of us have them old school country traditional righteous values that don't need to disappear. Some of y'all got them new age satanic. Well, you think you can disrespect the elders, man? Where I come from, you get your jaw caved in disrespecting elders. I'm just saying. But to answer the question about the woman with the church, as long as that woman has been righteous, now if you was once blind and now you see, you can't help it that you was blind at that time. And see, that means that if you have to, so that's a learning process. A lot of our women haven't even been taught how to be good mothers because they didn't have good mothers. And that's what the government did that to us. And that's what I was saying. We have to have healing centers, tents of David, set up all over the world for our people. We do. And first to our people, and then extend it to the other nations that want to serve Yahuwah. Period. That's how it's going to be Yisrael and our companions. Facts. Everybody on this earth ain't wicked. That's all nationalities. So yes, sister, you know, if Hayah brings you a king, and that brother is, because let me tell y'all, sister, something about a real man. When a real righteous man loves a woman, he will take care of you, your children, and whoever else needs to be taken care of to the best of his ability. And if he don't care about you, he might come and slide you a little pole between your legs, but then he got to go. And y'all know what I'm talking about, yo. We adults, so stop playing with yourselves. But yes, with Yeshayahu, the book of Isaiah, chapter 4, 7 women would take hold of one man. There's a reason. It's more y'all than it is us. And then us righteous men, because of that DL homosexual stuff going on. It ain't too many righteous men left, I'm telling you. Whoa, we, even amongst Yisrael. There's a whole lot of people in Yisrael, just like when COVID dropped off. A lot of y'all about to drop dead. Because how y'all promised us through Moshe in the conversation they had that he was going to get rid of all the rebels in the last days. Figure it out. Next question, please.
All right, next question. We didn't hear you say too much about the word G-O-D. What's your stance on the word G-O-D?
G-O-D is actually G-A-D, which is, they say Gad, but God is how you pronounce that or enunciate that, rather. And God, it was the 9th son of our forefather Yisrael. And if you've ever had a chance to read the pseudepigrapha, as they say, you read the testimonies of the patriarchs of the sons of Jacob, the testimony of the patriarchs or other fathers. When you read about the testimony of our forefather God, G-A-D, you'll find out how he was, the mistakes he made, how strong he was, what abilities and talents he possessed. Same thing with Yehuda, the 4th son of our forefather Yisrael, who we're also a part of. You'll find out the mistakes he made, his triumphs, his downfall, but ultimately all the 12 sons of our forefather Yisrael, they are repentant. All of them, including Reuben, sleeping with Bilhah. So it was a terrible thing for our forefather Reuben to deal with that. But after he did that, he couldn't even look his father in the eye. And that's horrible. That's a ruined, bad, destroyed, broken, contrite spirit. It's so bad, you feel so bad you can't look your father in the eye. That's bad. So, but these are all lessons for us to learn.
The G-O-D issue.
G-O-D dealing with. See, again, that's where you have to do the etymology on that stuff. Everything you have to get you always want to get to the root. There are a whole lot of different variations of our language, Yisrael language, which they call Hebrew. The word Hebrew is actually a modern term that the Jews started using and put into circulation. The Jewish people, they put into circulation in the 1800s. But yet, long story short, always do your due diligence. You have questions. That's why we have to be more organized as a body, as a nation, because our people do need to come out of these cities. Our women that are righteous, because every woman is not the same and every man is not the same. Some of these women are righteous and they have children. They made mistakes when they were young because they had to bump their head. Same thing with us as men. Some of us, when we were young, we could have been a little hard-headed, stubborn. Then as you got older, how y'all put that fire up on you, now you understand certain things. And then so getting it with G-O-D and G-A-D, you gotta be careful when you're dealing with even that word God, because that can be said that it can be a different mighty. And that's why some people don't even use God, period. Like when they say the Lord thy God, some people don't even, in place of God, they'll say Elohim. Some people actually think that Jehovah, Allah, and Yahweh are the same, and they're not. Jehovah is linked to Christianity, and that's dealing with mischief. And Allah, our ancestors actually taught Muhammad, and we rejected his ass. And then he ran to the Roman Catholics, and he told the Roman Catholics where a lot of our people were, and that's how Islam, the Catholicism has a lot to do with why Islam is even into existence today. And it's a wicked, demonic scheme, and that's just what it is. But dealing with God, I don't really try to beat people up, because sometimes you have to learn how to love people where they at. And because with teaching as a master teacher myself, because remember, I wasn't always a master teacher. I had to first learn how to become a master student before I even became a teacher. So here's the thing. Same thing with being an elder. Elders weren't always elders. We little boys and girls at one time. So here's the thing. You don't want to cause confusion. And at the same time, as you get older, as we know for those of us that are elders, you should evolve as you get older. You shouldn't be doing what you were doing at 2 when you're 12. And if you are, something wrong. Just the same. You should not be doing in 50 what you were doing when you was 21. And that means that, as the saying goes, young fools turn into old fools when they don't evolve. In other words, when they don't become wise. And you always want to have wisdom. You don't want to just be knowledgeable. And that's where a lot of this debating and name calling, because it's dealing with the ego. Knowledge puffs up. But when you use wisdom accordingly, hey, that's how you build up. Teamwork makes the dream work now.
Right. Earlier in your lesson, you mentioned that it's okay to smoke. And you specifically were speaking about marijuana. You made references to marijuana.
Mm.
How do you relate the marijuana of today to the marijuana that the indigenous people smoke? Because you mentioned the indigenous people smoking, and a lot of people hear this and they think that it's okay to smoke the marijuana that they put in circulation today. How do you deal with the difference between the two, in your opinion?
Same thing with GMO fruits and vegetables and versus organic. Same difference. Certain high grade, because I'm a connoisseur at cannabis. Something when you're a connoisseur, just like if individuals are connoisseur at drinking cognac and whiskey. And I'm talking about not a drunk. I'm talking about those that know how to drink socially, know when to drink, how to drink water and maybe juices as they drink. And then they know their limit. They know when to cut it off, take it behind the bed. So what it means, everything is not meant for everybody. Number one. Number two, a lot of people don't know this. A lot of this cannabis, this high grade that's going around in circulation in America, is actually and it was genetically modified and created by the military. And so that's why it's important to have, you can still get HG, high grade, that good, as we say. You could have even the THC where it's supposed to be. The flavonoids and the terps can be right. But again, everything is not meant for everybody. Everybody's paradise is not the same. Everybody's interest is not the same. Everybody's talents is not the same. Just because a brother over here smokes tobacco and cannabis and he knows how to take care of his body, because you'll see over time that brother's still living. I had a great grandmother, man, that was still around when I was a little boy, and she smoked, but she was indigenous. But she knew how to take care of herself with the herbs, though. And see, that's the thing that we forgot. We didn't abandon Hayah's herbs and what naturally comes with his remedies. And
I don't think I can hear you right now.
and that's what
Your voice is real low. Imai, can you hear him? It might be my computer. I don't know yet. Imai, can you hear him?
No, I can't hear him.
Okay. Looks like his computer might have froze. All right, listen, family, if you have any more questions for the brother, please list your questions in the room. We'll ask him before he leaves.
Everybody hear me?
Yeah, you're real low, though. Sister Hadassah, your answer to that question is a very wise answer. A lot of people think that they're smoking what naturally grows in the earth, but they're not. They're smoking a modified version of poison, distinctively designed for a purpose in the world today. I don't know what's wrong with my camera. My camera is gone now. You can't see my video at all. I told you what they're doing to my computer. They're trying to make me buy a new one. So now they just messed up my my camera link. But as long as you can hear me, I'm going to keep it moving. All right, I'll do that so it doesn't look so disrespectful. But that's exactly what they're doing today. They're putting out a modified version of what we all know is a good thing, marijuana. The natural cannabis is a medicine. It's an herb from the earth. But once you begin to smoke it, you actually change the chemical composition of it. And it's no longer the same thing. So if you take it and you make it and you cook it and you eat it in a different form is one thing. But the moment that you begin to put a match to it and you light it on fire, you change the composition of it and it becomes something totally different. And that thing that it becomes is not something that's good for you. So you have to remember this, family. They're not playing with us. They know what they're doing with us. All right? What's Sister Zakaria say?
Sister Zakaria says most cannabis is grown and manufactured by Monsanto. Monsanto being the top pesticide company worldwide, the GMO headquarters.
And she's correct. I didn't know that Monsanto's was the one who was growing the marijuana today, the cannabis. But I do know a lot about Monsanto's. Monsanto's is one of those companies that care nothing about human preservation. Nothing. They are the ones who began to shut down farmers from having farms that grew natural food, organic foods, and those things. What they would do is if they couldn't shut them down, they'd buy them out so that they can grow the GMO foods. And they're really, really big on that. It's a lot for us to learn, y'all. It's a lot for us to learn. In classes like this is where you will get this type of knowledge. You can take this back and you can research it, and you will learn that what we've been speaking to you is a truth. Today's marijuana is nothing that you should be smoking. If you can buy it off the street, you shouldn't be smoking it. If you can buy it off the street, you shouldn't be smoking it because more than likely it's poison. It's not good for you. If you want to have, I would say you don't smoke no marijuana. That would be the first thing I would say. Don't smoke any marijuana. But if you have a need in your body needs to be healed from something, then you will consume it by eating it, putting it in your food. There's other ways to smoking it. We have taken this trend of a norm and think that it's cool to smoke things because of the way it looked, it caught on, and now we do it recreationally as if it's something good for us to do. But it's not. We got the commander back on. I'm going to go back on mute. Commander, take the floor, please.
Okay. And you're right. Like I said, I was just saying, sorry about the interference. That's why I got to upgrade my phone. But anywho, basically what you're saying, and you're right, you're hitting it on point. Everything is not for everybody. Number one, some people don't need to drink no alcohol nowhere at all. Same thing. Everybody should not smoke. Everybody can't do everything everybody else can do. And he's right. A lot of people don't even know that the best way to actually take cannabis is to make a strong tea out of it. And there's certain ingredients and a method in doing so where when you consume the tea is going to hit your gut, and then it's going to hit your brain, and it'll make your brain function as it should. So when it's good, organic, it can high grade. It don't have to be chemically GMO laced. It don't. And there's nothing wrong with making a THC, but once you add some CBD to that too, keep yourself healed now. And see, people have these people like Kill Bill Gates, and all these people are satanic as hell. All they want to do is kill you and act like they're trying to heal you and ain't. Wicked. Well, we have to be the opposite. We have to be about holistic living, spiritually, physically, mentally, emotionally, in our relationships. The way us as men, the way we make love to our wives, all of that has to be in order. All of that has to go unto Hayah. He's already given us our sex law. Leviticus chapter 18, who we can as men and who we cannot have sex with. Same applies with women. So again, with cannabis, I know hip hop and all this industry has glorified it and all of that. And everybody might have their, our people do suffer from PTSD. I understand all these things. At the same time, there's a righteous way to do certain things. And growing cannabis, it can be done righteously and still be beautiful for those of us that love it. Choices people make at the end of the day. Choices people make. And that's why it's important for every last one of the children of our Father, Hayah. It's important for us to have our own individual relationship with Hayah and then come together collectively. That's why you also have to respect other people's perspectives too. And yet still be humble enough to know that just because it's my perspective does not mean that it's the absolute truth. Because a lot of our perspectives, you can believe all your perspective and say all the right words to make it sound good. At the end of the day, it's either the truth or it's a lie. So that's what it is. Any other questions?
Are there any other questions, family?
No, there
Are there
weren't
any-
questions.
Okay. What's your stance on? You spoke earlier about men abusing women sexually. I would like for you to go a little bit into that as far as the men taking these women, supposedly Israelite men, taking these women and sexualizing them without making them their wives. What's your stance on that point? Because I think that that's destroying our nation on a high level.
It
I would
is.
like to pick your brain for a little bit and see, because a lot of women that we have in the communities, they give themselves to males who are pretending to be their husbands, and then they step off as soon as they get the jewels and get what they want. If you could you elaborate a little bit on that?
Yeah, that's a big problem. In fact, that's part of the problem with us as men bringing the daughters of Zion to whoredom. These brothers get with these sisters, and they're supposed to be traditionally in our own custom married to them. And some of these brothers is just flat out just dogging out these sisters, and vice versa. Some of these sisters out here running game now. They get you in traps and all of that. So it goes back and forth. How you resolve that is, again, us developing with us having our nation and having everything in order. That's the purpose of being in our own community, so we can provide checks and balances, because that stuff has to be eradicated. We can't have that going on. You cannot have a man, even though, yes, it is difficult for us men to deal with our women when they can be emotionally unbalanced at times. And yes, you women do know how to say the right thing to your man that can really piss him off. And I don't understand why some of you women, y'all think y'all want to jump up in a man's face and buck up to him like you got testicles in a shaft and you have ovaries, and yet as soon as a rat or a snake enters the house, you tearing up out of there trying to run for it, and you want the man to protect you. So that's disrespectful. The same thing, some of you women, these men are getting with, I'm not talking about the dog cats. I'm not talking about the cats that just ain't no good. I'm talking about right ruling men that's trying to do right by a woman and her family, whether it be his seeds or not. Because at the end of the day, as long as your wife or her husband is a Jacob, we still all one in the same family anyway. So here's the thing. You got men that are too abusive, verbally and physically. And we should not really have to be physically abusive. But some of you women, y'all like jumping up in men's face, and you can't do that. Well, if you're a heterosexual male, us as men that are warriors, especially us that are, a lot of us are just naturally warriors. That's why a lot of us are natural athletes. We got rumble naturally in our blood. Kung Fu is already in us. All we need to do is take something in and unlock, and you'll just start doing what you was already in. But here's the thing. A lot of our women don't know how to treat a right ruling man. You'll feed your children before you feed this man. I don't give a damn how hungry them babies is. That man's running out there going to work, putting up with all that BS and doing what he can to take care of you. And even if he ain't, the main breadwinner, the fact that if he's a righteous, right ruling man, he's going to take care of you as best he can in any capacity, whatever your needs are. That's why all men we're not all the same. All women are not the same. There are variations, just like there's no snowflake that's the same. Likewise. Now, certain characteristics that we possess, yes, there's certain things that we do similar. But we've lost our way. We lost the order, the chain of command. It goes, Haya, who is Yahuwah, man, woman, children. If you don't put that and keep that in order, you're going to have some problems. Because a real heterosexual Aleph, not Alpha, that's Greek. Aleph, that's that ox head. That's alphabet. A real Aleph male, you can't just be jumping up in no real Aleph male's face. And nor can you be feeding, he ain't going to accept him going out being the breadwinner or the organization or the organizer or the head of the family. None of y'all shall allow your children to get their plate before the man. It sends them the wrong message. Them children ain't paying no bills. Most of our women over here in America, our women, so-called African American, so-called Negro, then we'll put them children before we put that man, and then expect that man to keep taking care of your raggedy behind. Stop. That don't even make sense. Then who told a lot of these women that your vagina outranks testicles in a shaft? You can't even plant nothing without a seed, baby. Stop. So again, men, we are commanded to love our women as we love our own body. Women, you really supposed to have respect to us like as inferior to Yahuwah, which means out of respect for your heavenly Father, I'm gonna do my best to try to keep my emotions in relative balance so I don't become overbearingly disrespectful. Because some of you women they make it a right ruler man want to knock your ass out. And y'all know what goes on behind closed doors. They try to come up in the assembly, act like everything is peaches and cream. And when they get home, they want to cuss you out and scream. Come on now. My brothers know what I'm talking about. Same thing with some of you bad brothers. You're too abusive. You're too tyrannical. Some of you all have some of the most sweetest women on earth. And you abuse them. Put them down. That old pimp. I want to call it something else, but I ain't even going to go there. That old pimp player mess. No, that's not acceptable. We're royalty, so we must behave as such. Now, go ahead.
You know, we have a class today at 4 o'clock that speaks on that issue, right?
Yeah, I heard that earlier. You mentioned.
Yeah, at 4 o'clock. That's what when we come back from the break, that's what we talk about, the issues and the problems that women have with the Israelite men, black men, men of color. But there's another question in the room I would like for you to take a chance and drop on. Sister Shimmy, she put a question up. She says, what about other plant medicine like mushroom, hate, and ayuska?
They have medicinal uses. That's why you have to have they call them bush doctors. They also call them shamans and all that. I ain't talking about that wicked mess. No, our ancestors were masters at all this stuff. Shrooms. There's certain things that are good about shrooms that people don't even know. You have to be in the right environment, though. Shrooms can actually help treat certain chronic levels of depression. It can actually help in the process of healing your mind so that you function normal. You see, if you don't have the experience, if you don't have the knowledge and the know-how to be able to do these things accurately and effectively and righteously, that means, hey, it is what it is, bro. And see, that's the beauty about us being in this age of Aquarius right now in live time, is that Hayah, he's fixing us. He's repairing us now. The fact that we're even having this discourse, this conversation, the topics that I've been bringing up, these are real life issues, real lifetime issues we have it. And people are so worried about these damn gladiator games, the football, the basketball, the Kansas City Chiefs, where I've come from, Patrick Mahomes, they Super Bowl champ. Okay, and distraction. You ain't doing nothing with power and master. Because he ain't my master, he your master. And so even with that, by the time men get my age, doing the gladiator thing, they toe up. And like a battery, they wore out. And that's why they even have them there. And that they take the best of our men, athletically strong, etc., and they drain them. And that keeps us from just to think about all the athletes that have gone through those gladiators. Just think if we use those same men to build our own army, to protect our own nation in the name of Yahuwah, they couldn't mess with us. Especially when Hayah gives certain children the power to control the elements. You don't stand a snowball's chance. Get out of here. So, next question.
Wonderful, wonderful. How about this question?
This is real live stuff, man. I know some of y'all we don't have to be on that spooky stuff, man. That Hollywood goofiness. That what is that? A Left Behind series, all that bull that they got going with that. No, this is real live time. And don't ever underestimate our Father. Because he's the creator of, remember, what is good and what is evil. Even Satan didn't create evil. So there you go. Figure it out. But go ahead, bro.
This will be the last question of the day. It's actually a comment. I would like for you to elaborate a little bit on it. You want to read that, please?
This Is it this one?
No, the one that I had up.
There was not one up just now. So which one?
It was this one. This was up.
Okay. Yes, the functioning in that single mother role made the sisters masculine.
What can you, what advice, or what, how can you touch on that, brother?
Again, that goes back to the Willie Lynch, creating of the nigger bitch. You wanted to make the man fit for work, very weak, and subservient to the nigger bitch. And a lot of Christians don't know there's a book called How to Make a Nigger into a Christian. And when you're a Christian, even in Islam, either or, if you're in that and you're us, you'll forever be their slave. That's according to their own understanding. So, yes, the function in the mother role that made sisters masculine is because there wasn't no masculinity up in the joke. And then they taught us that mess, you know, when they bringing up the buck breaker. You know, a brother showed that one of our ancestors had too much masculinity, dominance, and wanted to rebel against that wickedness they was doing to us. And they have him raked in front of everybody. Tie him down to the ground, pull his pants down, rape him, run up in the man, as you would a woman that should be your wife. And then they take his belt away from him, or his rope or whatever. He had to run around like these cats running around with these skinny jeans on, sagging, advertising their ads. That way the whole community know he been buck broke. Which what? Let's break down homosexuality on a male, the science thereof. When a man has that muscle, that little, that keeps your bowels from just releasing, when that is torn from anal rape or anal sex, chemical travels up your spine into your brain and divides your soul. Same difference when lesbians. When you start touching a woman sexually and you're a woman, it's unnatural. You're going to bring on negative, demonic lust demons, which is lust. All that word means is desire. Undesirables, which is what? Abomination in the store. I keep telling you, ain't no corporate. Even Simon Out, so-called Rabbi Simon Altal, he made some comment talking about you can have sex, lesbian sex or something, homosexual sex secretly. No, you can't. Y'all already gave us the law. It says what it says. The hell with that. No. In Tree, they would say Debbie, 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 Dobby, Dobby, Dobby. Debbie means no. Dobby, different dialect, no. In our language, law. No, not acceptable. So because our women, I know that you have done the best that you could. It ain't good enough. Look at our neighborhoods. What the hell? These white men always want to prod our women on raising these men without women. I mean, raising these men without men in the home, right? Rulers, not no dog nigga. Now, I'm just gonna keep it real. I ain't talking about no street nigga with that gangster goofiness. Immorality, none of that. I'm talking about them righteous cats that's trying to keep them law, statutes, and commandments and keep them traditional values so you can live forever. That's what I'm talking about. Anything other than that is wicked. And we're going to have to get wickedness out of we're going to have to separate, get our own communities. There's people out here with land. Some of our people are just lazy though. So it's going to be collectively as a people, I'm talking about us that are awakened. The real children, the children of the light, the sons and daughters, don't care who you are. We're going to have to unlearn the things we don't need and relearn the things that we do. And it's not that hard. It ain't rocket science. Even Einstein said life is simple. When it's simple, it's of the creator. When it's complicated and confusing, that's the adversary. Hashatan, y'all, I'm telling you. And one of his biggest tricks is make y'all think he don't exist. That dude do.
All right. Thank you very much for coming out to brother today. Do you have any last words for the family? It's after 2 now, but do you have any last words for the family as we close out?
Yeah, just everybody continue to pray to our Father that he establishes, as he's doing as we speak in a lot of time, establishes his government, that's going to eradicate and destroy and crush all these other human governments, get them out the way. And so we can have some shalom on our home on earth. Let's just keep it real. Hey, hallelujah.
May the Most High be praised. Toda Rabbah. Toda Rabbah. Thanks again, brother. We appreciate you coming out. You know, let me know. Keep in touch. Creator willing, we'll have you back again soon. May the Most High be praised. And tell your wife we say shalom.
I sure will.
We heard in the background encouraging you, speaking her part. May the Most High be praised.
Hey, my wife and I, we're gonna be traveling back over to Ghana. I got some farming I'm doing over there, some business, and but pretty soon we're gonna be talking to you, my wife and I. We're gonna Prince Israel. We'd like to come out there and visit you on your land, see what you got going on as well. So I'm gonna stay in contact with you, bro. I ain't gonna disappear on y'all. Y'all my people. And Hadassah, Adara, my wife says Shabbat Shalom, Mishpakat to everyone as well.
Yeah, and when you come down and crack that book, we're gonna talk about that Rahaya, all right?
Well, like I said, bro, it really ain't really a complicated thing.
I didn't say it was complicated, but we're gonna talk about it.
It's simple, but that's something that, like I said, I'm not going to make someone sick because I may know something they may not. Because I've learned that from, again, being in the military, learning how to take orders and also how to give commands. And so because of that, I understand certain things in certain situations you may need to say and do. Depending on the situation, you may not need to. So being able to gauge out and have that discernment, man, that's essential. That's part of growing up and being elder, bro. You know, you get better, you know, over time.
Absolutely. We really enjoyed your company today, man. We really enjoyed your lessons, your time with us. You had the family at the edge of their chair talking about, whoa, that's right. Talk, teach.
Hey.
Excited, boy.
Well, hey, we're gonna address these real issues we have in real, like I said, real live time. Because everybody want to play with the Bible, all this Bible thumping, and man, forget all that, man. We need to be doing what we're supposed to do so we can rule this planet and so we can travel the universe and other galaxies because we'll be righteous and have the morals to do so instead of stuck on this footstool. I'm just saying, yo.
And that's why we deal with the real issues of Israel today.
Hallelujah.
We take the time to thank the Most High. We do a little scripture here and there. We recite the commandments and we get into the real issues that's holding us back from drawing closer to this king. That's what a lot of people are not doing. A lot of people sitting back talking and showing you how intelligent they are with scripture and how good they can recite scripture, but their lives don't reflect their teachings.
Exactly, because when you live with them, they lifestyle and their morality is lacking. They make poor pitch decisions on certain business situations, and even the way they treat you at times can be ratchet. Let's just keep it real.
So may the Most High be praised. All right, everyone, we're going to close out now. It's now after the 2 o'clock hour. We will be back, Creator willing, at the 4 o'clock hour for our second half, where we're going to do part 4. I believe it's part 4 of the issues that the sisters have with the Israelite men.
That's a great one.
May the Most High be praised. Thank you all for coming out. May the Most High bless you all and keep you all. Creator willing, we see you all at the 4 o'clock hour. That's Eastern Standard Time. Shabbat Shalom, Lakim.
Shabbat Shalom.